I said, yo! Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. It's Trenches News, y'all already know. Swiper Jordan. Hey, let me go up, man. Let me start off with Dustin Turner. Shout out to Dustin Turner, man. Make sure y'all support him. Hey, Dustin Turner, I appreciate all your love support, brother. Keep pushing. Matthew Liggins, man. Shout out Matthew Liggins. Always support me, man. Shout out Refugee Dro. Just got off work. Can't wait to the live, man. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out Elizabeth Monatel Monatelbo. I appreciate it, baby girl, man. Swipe. I hope you become big like AK. Appreciate you. Say I'm listening to you all the way from LA. Shout out the whole LA. Man, speaking of LA, we're gonna be talking about LA too, because we talking about Lil Durk. We talking about both of the murder for hires, goddamn it. Shout out Dro the Mob, Droski. Shout out Messenger. Shout out Exalt Club BC. Shout out Stream Elements, man. Stream Elements. Shout out to you. Shout out Exalt Club BC again. Shout out Just Cuz. Shout out Andrew Christopher. Jared 6847. Shout out Jeff High Cage. Shout out Dab 9450 again. Shout out Michael Dunmere. Shout out Brain Leg 6729. Minnesota, man. Shout out the whole Minnesota. Over north, over south, South Minneapolis, North Minneapolis, all that shit, man. Rochester, everywhere. Shout out Amari the Millionaire. Shout out Gerald Harrell. Beezy Boy Thomas. Shout out to everybody on here, man. Hey, today we will be going over Lil Durk. We will be going over all the KFC workers that was on both for the murder for hires. We will be going through new paperwork on AJ. AJ has took his deal. And we're gonna talk about everything, man. But we gotta start off from the beginning, man. So I'm gonna take y'all to the beginning. Yeah, ain't no need to rush. I'm gonna be on here for hours, so just let me cook, man. And I'm gonna cook. Just let me cook. Y'all know I'm for the kids and all that shit, man. The rules that we supposed to go by, and not these fucking rules that they just adjusted and motherfucker make some new rules. You hear me? So I'm with all of it, man. We talking about a kid who got killed with a vape. We talking about him. We talking about a guy got killed by the police, and his dad said they killed him. So we're gonna talk about all that, man. That's what we're gonna start off with first, though. We gotta start off with Chicago news, and then we're gonna jump into Lil Durk, Marley, AJ, the murder for hire in Chicago and in California. We're gonna break everything down. We're going to the furthest extent. Shout out Bone Yak, man. Make sure y'all go and follow Bone Yak. Bone Yak, one of my mods. He be standing on business with the family and all, man. Dustin Turner, Dustin Turner. I said, shout out Dustin Turner again. Johnny Kushner. Shout out Lil Bibby Black. Let me see. King Newski TV. Shout out Zomi Martinez or something 6485 sub T Springfield, Massachusetts in here. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out Jamal. Shout out Jamal. All right, and shout out Quat T. Shout out all my mods though, man. Shout out the whole DMV in New York, Atlanta, LA, everywhere, man. New Jersey. Shout out Lil Ye, Trop, all y'all, man. All right, y'all. So first story we're gonna start off with is Chicago news, man. Unfortunately, a broke boy, decided he wanted to kill somebody over a vape that wasn't his. Hey, look, I just want to say this to the kids, man. You arguing over, hey, look, don't argue over shit. If somebody took your vape and you called them your friend, hey, look at it like this. You lost a 40, $50 vape, $100 the most, or probably 125 or something. But you still got your life and you done fucking with him. If you can't trust a nigga with a vape, you know, yeah, he ain't to be trusted at all. You don't need him as your friend. Yeah, guy got killed over a vape, man. Chicago news. He got killed in between High Park and the YMCA. High Park on the 62nd side, and then you got the YMCA on the 63rd side. We're gonna get into it though, y'all.
and YMCA.
I seen
Our
his
Charlie
people come
Lamar
out
is
and
live at the
talk.
scene. And Charlie, you spoke with a teaching assistant who says he knew the boy who died.
And Joe and Erica, this shooting happened right as Hyde Park Academy was letting out. And yes, as you mentioned, we spoke to a CPS paraprofessional who says both of those 16-year-old students were enrolled at the school. Now, if we take a look at some of this video of the scene, Chicago police have been out here for much of the afternoon after the shooting happened around 3:20. They've been focusing on this bus stop. This is where the shooting happened. It was right in front of the Southside YMCA here at 63rd and Stony Island. On the ground there at the bus stop appears to be a backpack that we've seen evidence techs taking pictures of. And now it's unclear what led to the shooting, but Chicago police tell us that the teenagers were standing near the bus stop when someone approached them and started firing. The 16-year-old boy was shot multiple times and was taken initially to the University of Chicago Hospital in critical condition, but later died. That girl who was shot, also 16 years old, shot in the leg, and is at University of Chicago Hospital in fair condition. We did speak to that CPS assistant teacher who works at the school. He says that he knew that 16-year-old boy.
I feel hurt because we keep losing our young people. We keep using our young people. Senseless.
And you know this student.
Yeah. They in the class. You see them every day. Nice kid. Speak to you, keep going. I mean, could you imagine you leave your child leaves home in the morning and you expect them to come back home and they're not coming back home? So even though he was not my child, he was my child.
Hey, I want to say something, man. I got to intervene in this shit. Where is the police when the kids getting out of school, man? Hey, how many of y'all remember when we got out of school, the police was everywhere? They was on feet in cars. You wasn't doing shit, man. The police was out there deep. And then back then, motherfuckers respected the police a little bit more than they do now. Like a motherfucker knew you was going to jail if you touch a police. You was going for a battery to a police officer, and you wasn't getting out of jail. So motherfuckers really stayed away from the police. You see the police back then, you go the other way. If you coming out the building, the police riding down the streets, you going back in the building. Then nobody want to intervene or interact with the shit. But I don't see no police at these schools when the kids get killed, bro. Like, where the fuck is they at? At the mayor crib? They said the mayor got 150 police officers, man, on his detail, bro. Like, that's crazy, man. Yeah, folks used to go to the community meetings back then. CHA meetings and all that shit, man. It was a neighborhood captain, the neighborhood. It was all that shit, bro. Yeah, shit crazy, man. I'm gonna go to the new one and see what was the reason.
Good morning, Marie. We noticed multiple police officers outside the school in the last hour, but CPD could not tell us if that response was related to their murder investigation of two students that went here. CBS News Chicago just learned that the family of Eric Phillips plans to honor him with a balloon release this afternoon. They'll gather in the same spot his young life was cut short, at the bus stop right outside the YMCA on 63rd and Stony Island. Yesterday's crime scene is just a 5-minute walk from Hyde Park Academy. Phillips and a 16-year-old female classmate were standing there just after school let out when someone shot both of them. The girl was hit in the leg and is expected to survive. First responders rushed Phillips to the hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. He died a short time later.
Nice kid, speak to you, keep going.
Hey, man, that sucks like hell, man. Hey, if you got some money or anything, bro, get out of Chicago, man. Go to the suburb. Go to somewhere outside of a suburb of Chicago. You gotta at least go about 200 miles, man. 100 miles at least out. Either way, to say that ain't gonna be no gang shit. Yeah, if you do hear somebody being Lil Durk, goddamn it, they a hard worker, a white boy, a Mexican or something, man. Like motherfuckers got to get up out of there, man. Ain't nowhere in the hell I'm gonna keep sending my kids to school and they ain't coming home. Like for real, motherfuckers got to start marching. Hey, that's where you go and protest at the motherfucking schools. Y'all playing drill music. The kids getting in school with weed and vapes and all type of shit, bro. They got their guns in school on live with them. Like, the school just failed everything, bro. Then they bring in the drill rappers to the fucking high schools, man. Like, for real. This nigga got 1 million ops, and this the person who you decide to let in the high school to perform. Hey, look, what if somebody blitzed their high school? He on live. Everybody in the school got their live on because this rap up in here. And then soon when he walk out that motherfucker, they blitzing. Who fault is it gonna be? The parents gonna be suing the school. That's why the school shouldn't even let them motherfuckers in there, bro. Like, that's fucking up the whole community, bro. This nigga rapping about chasing somebody down and how many bodies they got, and y'all letting them perform this shit in Chicago public schools, bro. That shit crazy. You ain't gonna never see, you ain't gonna never see Lil Durk or none of them motherfuckers in this Plains or none out Naper. Well, they probably go to Naperville. They getting ghetto out there. I'm seeing Naperville on the news every motherfucking day for some shit. All right, y'all. I'm finna go to one more. I got 2 more stories, man, on Chicago news, and then we're gonna get into the whole Lil Durk breakdown. Lil Durk, Marley, the Quando Rondo. We looking into all that.
Following breaking news out of the West Side, we have learned the identities of 2 people found dead inside a West Side home.
Saquon is in studio with the latest. Good morning, Say.
Hey, good morning, guys. Well, in just the last 30 minutes or so, we have now learned from the medical examiner's office that those victims are actually family members of Lake Cook County Commissioner Dennis Deer. Chicago police say just before 6 o'clock last night, they responded to a call in the 3500 block of West Arlington Street in the North Lawndale neighborhood. That is where they found a 51-year-old woman and 23-year-old man unresponsive inside. The woman, who has now been identified as Barbara Deer, the widow of Dennis Deer, was shot multiple times in the chest, died on the spot from her injuries. And the man has also now been identified as Caleb Deer, the son of the Lake Cook County Commissioner. Caleb was shot in the head, also died from his injuries. Barbara Deer was born and raised in North Lawndale and married her high school sweetheart, Dennis Deer, who served as Cook County Commissioner until his death just 2 years ago. Barbara was a very active member of the community. She served on a social justice committee, volunteered with Friends of Dennis Deer, and contributed to arts and culture committees in North Lawndale. Caleb Deer graduated with a degree in psychology from Northern Illinois University just 2 years ago, alongside his twin brother. A quick check at Caleb's LinkedIn page shows just how much he accomplished during his college.
Yeah, man. Hey, I recommend, motherfuckers get up out of here, man. If you ain't ready to kill nothing or still alive, go ahead on, man. On some real shit, man. Go ahead on. Just hold your house until everybody in the streets, goddamn it, figure it out. Airbnb your house to somebody else or something, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. That's some bullshit. Them innocent people, bro. Some crackhead probably broke in their crib who they be cutting their grass and shit. All right, there's one more story I'm talking about. Illinois State Police, Chicago, man, kill.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we are here in the Woodlawn neighborhood. This is where Illinois State Police have been investigating that deadly officer-involved shooting. And in the last 30 minutes or so, we were actually able to speak with the father of the victim, and we got to learn a little bit more about his
that struggle with that officer, that the partner of that officer shoots and kills him. Carpenter's father spoke with us earlier today.
He had so many bullets we couldn't even view the body.
Stan Carpenter shared this photo of his son Jalen. Meantime, this picture, a screen grab of surveillance video given to us by a source, shows the moment before.
Hey, man, that look like a gun to me, man. Or is that AI? I don't know, man. I heard a Lil Durk song, man, where he did Trenches News, man. So I don't know if it's real, man, but that look like a gun to me, man. I don't be knowing, man. I don't know what's wrong with a motherfucker. You see the police right there, you steady trying to struggle with a gun in your hand. Like, what else they supposed to do, man? Like, for real, what the fuck else is you gonna do? Just think about if you was in a position and anybody, ain't gotta be no police officer, they had a gun. You gonna shoot them too, bro. Like, I don't get this shit, man. It's in the black community though, man. We try to fight it and steady calling the shit out. My son should have complied. He should have complied with the shit.
He was shot. We saw the entire video. State police told us the incident began with a domestic violence call. They say their pursuit began along I-57 and ended on this sidewalk in Woodlawn. The video we saw shows a man in white, who we're told was Carpenter, walking casually down the street alone in the moments before the shooting. He appeared to be holding his phone. State police vehicle then pulls up. 2 officers get out, one carrying a flashlight, before a struggle begins. There is no sound on the video, so you cannot hear if they're having a conversation. As Carpenter is turned around, restrained by one of the officers, you can see him holding what looks like a gun, though it does not appear that he fired it. The second officer gets closer and moments 4 or 5 times.
Family. And our family. We have, he has police officers in his family. We have police in our family. And you know, they killed my son.
Stan Carpenter returned to the scene today.
Just over here trying to see where he took his last breath in a cold street and died alone.
He says he wants a full investigation.
I want to see body cameras. I want to see the evidence.
Adding that his son Jalen had a 1-year-old child of his own.
I'm hurt right now. My family is hurt.
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, that's why the kids out here fucked up now, man. The parents out here like him on the news time about the motherfucker. He got a gun in his hand, bro. Like, only thing you could do at that point is drop that motherfucker or you want to die. That's the only 2 options, bro. Like, they caught you, bro. You got to go to jail for the gun. Niggas don't even want to go to jail for guns, bro. They wouldn't have died and turn around like the one guy in the gas station. He ran from the police and then decided to turn around as if he had a gun on him. They blasted him. You hear me? Like, they blasted him. I don't know what else they could do. Like, what would you do? I'm just saying, what the fuck would you do, man? If you were just a citizen and a motherfucker had a gun and you wrestling with him, he ain't trying to drop the motherfucker. You gonna blast him. That's why the kids out here fucked up though, man. They parents be telling them, I'm gonna ride with you right or wrong. And these little slow motherfuckers think right or wrong mean go out there and do some dumb shit, and then I'm supposed to support the shit on everything, bro. You gotta clarify that shit. I'm a ride with you. But if you on some dumb shit, you on your own. On everything. That's what you gotta tell the kids. I'm gonna ride with you if you right. But if you on some bullshit and wrong, you know. Yeah, this guy on bullshit. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. We finna get into the Lil Durk. We'll get into All-Star J later, man. Hey, ain't nothing else to keep on talking about All-Star J either, man. He got lucky, bro. Like, for real, he got lucky. That's all to it, bro. It's just unfortunate. Some people get lucky and some people don't. You know, it could have been vice versa. They could have beat him to a pope or took his jewelry and they've been laughing on the internet. So, you know, with that shit, man, you got to take your blessings, bro. Ain't no need to keep on trolling. I understand, like, he could have lost his life and shit like that, bro, but ain't no need to keep on trolling, bro. Like, you damn near died too. That's what I be saying about self-defense shit. Like, you don't go on a rant and start bragging. Yeah, I killed that nigga. I'm smoking on him. You could have lost your life too, though. You know what I'm talking about? You just had the upper hand. God was just on your side at that moment. You know? He said, my parents told me they not gonna bail me out. So don't do no dumb shit asking for help, for sure. Hey, well, you can do all of this and all you want to then. Keep on dissing, man. That's little kid shit, bro. That's the only motherfucker little kids be on the internet keep on dissing. Why you gotta keep on dissing then? Go and wipe out their whole crew. What the fuck is you gotta keep on warning them and what you gonna do on everything? Now you know they have to finna kill you now. What you finna be on the internet? Hey, that's why I say rulers back. Just like what you just said. Niggas be talking about they ain't no internet niggas, but they always on the internet, nigga. On everything. Fuck you talking about. Niggas always talking about they ain't no internet niggas, but you talking about I be trolling too. So don't say you ain't no internet nigga if you always on the internet and plan on keep on trolling the motherfucker. Anybody could have died, goddamn it. He could have been in the hospital with Ben 10 could have been laughing, man. They ain't no shit to be bragging about. You blessed. God was on your side, nigga. Carry on. Get your money. You know? Far as making dances and all that shit goofy, man. Only the black people like that shit. The black community. We love all the dumb shit, man. Straight all the dumb shit. You finna go and do the challenge too, ain't you? On 4/5 ruler. You finna do the challenge, the ruler. The ruler back. You finna go and do the challenge. You finna go and do the challenge. Put the money on the floor and dance around, hold your hips and do the hokey pokey. Fuck out of here. Them niggas some clowns, man. Soon when the feds come though, every motherfucker want to play crazy like they ain't come. Oh, they just picking on everybody. They just came because you know what I'm talking about. Like soon when the feds pop up, everybody. Now it's music. It's just art. We was just playing. It's props. Like when they show up, man, it ain't gonna be no props, bro. It's gonna be indictments, man, and Ricos, man. Ain't gonna be none of that shit. It's gonna be straight indictment and Ricos, man. All right, let's get into Lil Durk, man. We got to take it back to where it first started, though. So I'm going to run through some videos. Y'all just listen and pay attention, and we're going to break this down, man. I'm going to go through it as fast as I can, but I'm going to be on here for hours, so just make sure y'all on here. We talking about Lil Durk. We talking about AJ. AJ has took a deal. AJ has took a deal. He pleaded guilty, and he pleaded guilty to murder for hire, which means he got to tell about the for hire. He got to tell about everything that happened at $1 million worth of game. Smash that like button, y'all.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you
uses the nickname JV Mark. CH1 has reported that Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Shooter A fled eastbound away from YPC. As he did so, the ring footage captured Shooter A yelling something to the effect of, "Marley, yo, come on Marley, you killed someone," and you're screaming names out loud to your friend. Uses the nickname JV Marley, which is the same name Shooter A yelled out minutes after the murder of Mac, as depicted on the ring camera footage. I can't believe how stupid some people are that murder people. How to Montgomery, did Durk gave you that money? They named Durk after killing someone 2 weeks prior. Camera footage. I can't believe how stupid some people are that murder people. How to Montgomery, did Durk gave you that money?
I told y'all, man. Dirk gonna have to answer to this shit, man. Like for real. Hey, look, I want to say this to the people who study saying, "Oh man, that's hearsay." It's nothing hearsay when the killer saying that they got paid by Lil Durk or they went to $1 million worth of game and Lil Durk shook up BD with him and told him, "Yeah, bro, I'm about to hire that money for you in a little bit." That mean he acknowledged, he knew. AJ was in AHA video. He was at the shoot, the AHA. He was at that shoot too. Lil Durk gonna have to answer for that. Only thing the feds gotta prove is that Lil Durk was aware of that he killed Stephon Mack at this point. So we're gonna keep on going. Like I said, y'all, hey, look, don't worry about no topics. We talking about Lil Durk murder for hire from Chicago and LA. So make sure y'all smash that like button. Shout out to everybody. Support the channel. Nene Marie 37 on Cash App or Super Chat.
They named Durk after killing someone 2 weeks prior. Lil Durk has now been linked to another murder for hire. This is about the murder of Stefan Mack from January of 2022. The feds are saying this was in response of Lil Durk's brother being killed. So just like they're alleging he slid for King Von, they're saying he slid for his brother as well. This ain't looking good, boys. I'm gonna read it all. It's a lot. Hit subscribe. Here we go, boys. First thing we got here is one of Durk's co-defendants, Kayvon Lennon Grant's protective order request. I'm pretty sure people are already just saying this guy's snitching then. I don't know if it's true though. The government represents that based on its understanding of the discovery in this case.
Hey, we're going to skip past the Vonnie because I'm going to have to come back to Vonnie when I'm talking about the Lil Pab shit. Come back to this.
Realistic. This is a Fed case. It's not happening. So here's the application for search warrant from 2023, right? For the other murder. I'm a special agent with FBI. I'm currently assigned to FBI's Chicago Homicide Task Force. This affidavit is made in support of an application for a search warrant for information associated with certain cell phone numbers. And they have the numbers right here. Subject phone 3, subject phone 4, 5. The FBI is investigating allegations that Anthony Montgomery, also known as Anthony Montgomery Wilson, and Preston Powell used facilities of interstate commerce with the intent that a murder for hire be committed in violation of Title 18, United States Code Sections 1958 and 2, that Montgomery, Powell, and others conspired to use facilities of interstate commerce with the intent that a murder for hire be committed. Specifically, the FBI is investigating the allegations that Montgomery and Powell murdered Stefan Mack on January 27, 2022. Mack was shot and killed by 2 assailants while leaving the Youth Peace Center of Roseland. 2 assailants exited from a parked stolen car and began firing at Mack as Mack walked across the parking lot. As the 2 assailants were driving the parking lot, Powell, using subject phone 3, exchanged several phone calls with the user on subject phone 4. Law enforcement believes that subject phone 4 is typically used by co-conspirator A, but for reasons set forth below, may have been used by co-conspirator B. Co-conspirator B and A are brothers at the time of the exchange of calls between subject phone 3 and 4. The 2 assailants abandoned the stolen car at the scene in the parking lot after having murdered Mack. I believe that Powell and Montgomery were the 2 assailants. After the murder, Montgomery left his cell phone. Subject phone 1 was Montgomery's phone. Inside the stolen vehicle, he left his phone. No way, that's got to be a burner phone, right? There's no way he left his personal cell phone in the stolen car, right? Please tell me this man did not leave his personal phone in the car. Powell called Montgomery 3 times on subject phone 1 from subject phone 3 minutes after the shooting because they split up on foot in different directions. Powell was unlikely aware that Montgomery left his phone inside the vehicle. 34 minutes after Mack was murdered, Montgomery's girlfriend, the listed subscriber for subject phone 1, wait, hold on. So this guy's cooked. He really did leave a personal cell phone in the car that was linked to his girlfriend. This guy's cooked. What was he thinking? Called AT&T to report subject 1 as a stolen phone. Oh my God. This guy ran to his girlfriend's house.
Hey, look. His girlfriend would have had to testify on him. Her mama. Hey, look, he was cooked. The 2 brothers, they witnesses in the case. The 2 brothers, A and B, the ones who gave them the drop on Stefan, they flipped. They flipped first. They flipped at the crime scene. They flipped first, and then they told them, AJ them, and then AJ them got hooked up. You know, so it's hey, old girl would have had to testify. That's her phone. That's her phone that he used talking about, look, what a payment at from Lil Durk.
Realized he left the phone there in the car and told her to report it stolen, right? That's what this means. Approximately 3 minutes before contacting AT&T to report the phone stolen, Montgomery's girlfriend was contacted by subject phone 5. Okay, so someone called her before she reported it. 5 days after he abandoned subject phone 1 in the car, he obtained a new cell phone, subject phone 2. Montgomery used subject phone 2 to communicate with Powell, using what I believe is coded language to discuss when Montgomery was going to receive the payment for having murdered Mack. Oh no. Please tell me they don't name Durk in this. In February 22, law enforcement seized subject phone 2 from Montgomery and sent it to his arrest in an unrelated case. There's probable cause to believe that the location of subject phone 1 and subject phone 3 and subject phone 4 at the time of the murder will lead to evidence of the subject offenses, and that location of subject 5 in the period of time after the murder will lead to evidence of subject offenses. Because this affidavit is being submitted for the limited purpose of search warrant, I've not included each and every fact known to me concerning this investigation. I've set forth facts I believe are sufficient to establish probable cause to search the information. Bro's like, I'm withholding evidence. I ain't giving y'all everything I got on y'all. These boys might be cooked. Bro left his fucking phone in the car after killing someone. How brain dead. Background: the Smashville Gangster Disciples and the Mike City Black Disciples. They spoke with Chicago Police Department to help with all this. Gangster Disciples are commonly referred to as GDs. So majority of people watching this already know the backstory about a lot of this, and Black Disciples are commonly referred to as BDs. According to Smashville Member 1, the Smashville GD control territory in the vicinity of 83rd and 87th Street and Ashland Avenue to Damon Avenue. Smashville GDs have been in a deadly conflict with neighboring Killa Ward GDs and other neighboring gangs that operate and commit violence in the city of Chicago, including neighboring sets of the Black Disciples. Ballistics report revealed that a firearm recovered from a known Smashville member matched shell casings recovered from Mike City Black Disciple territory in Chicago on or about December 24th, 2016. These motherfuckers don't chill on Christmas Eve. CH1, Mike City, is a faction of Black Disciples that controls territory and operates in the area of South 85th Street and South 87th Street. Background on the victim, Stefan Mack. According to Smashville Member 2, at the time of his death, Mack was suspected leader of Smashville GDs. Wow, bro was a leader? That's crazy. So Stefan Mack had a previous case. He was sentenced to 24 months imprisonment, followed by a 3-year term of supervised release in December 2019. In October 2020, he violated his supervised release. He was arrested, sentenced to 11 months, released back on September 3rd, 2021. Mack was enrolled as YPC participant at the time of his death on January 27th. YPC is a nonprofit organization offering youth-related workshops that mentor teens and teach youth the skills necessary to avoid conflict and violence. They murdered this guy outside of that place, bro. That is so fucked. That's really sad, actually. Someone had to have given them information he was going to this place. Montgomery is a Mike City Black Disciple from Southside Chicago. Montgomery, circled in red on the left, has been pictured with recording artist Lil Durk, circled in red on the right, who is also a Black Disciple from Southside Chicago. So there's Montgomery and there's Durk. According to CH1, the leader of Mike City. So this CH1 is clearly a picture with recording artist Lil Durk. So there's Montgomery and there's Durk.
You gotta explain this right here. You hear me? Like, this the type of shit that you gotta explain. Now, this man said on the text, oh, we gonna get paid when Durk and them come up here on the 17th, or when they come up here on the 17th. But his homie said, when we getting paid by Durk. So he knew that Durk and them was coming up here on the 17th. How would he know that? You know, if Durk didn't know. Durk don't just give out his information, bro. Like, Durk don't just give out his location to everybody. He don't just say, oh, yeah, I got $1 million worth of game on Take Time. Everybody know. You hear me? Like, we knew that they was in the city, but they already did the $1 million worth of game by then. By the time everybody knew. With that Durk and them was over there shooting that shit. It was over with. Durk and them got real ops, man. They not telling anybody what his locations and his moves, man. The man is worth millions. So he not just telling no little AJ, oh man, I'm gonna be up here on the 17th. You know. But for AJ to be in this picture, it's worth 1,000 motherfucking words, man. I'm telling y'all, man. We gonna get back to it.
According to CH1, the leader of Mike City. So this CH1 is clearly a snitch, right? CH1 is an FBI confidential human source with an extensive knowledge of gang activity on the south side of Chicago. CH1 has worked with the FBI for over 5 years and has been paid approximately $12 grand. What? CH1 has provided accurate and reliable information on numerous violent acts conducted by gang members. It's been verified by law enforcement and has been used to prosecute individuals in Northern District of Illinois. CH1 is a former gang member, has one misdemeanor carry possessed firearm conviction. So CH1 is the snitches of all snitches. Holy fuck. According to CH1, the leader of Mike City has ties to rapper Lil Durk and has been in rap videos with Lil Durk. Why they blurring him in the music video? Like, people can't just go look it up in the music video and find his face. Powell has spent time living at South Carpenter Street, which is located in Mike City, BD territory. Powell was a victim of simple battery that occurred April 27th, 2010. Holy fuck. Powell was a victim of simple battery that occurred on September 7th, 2011. According to CH1, Risky Road is located in the area of Redacted East 104th Street and is made up of 4 corner hustlers and other groups. According to CH1, Risky Road has ties to other sets due to ranking members of each having historical relationships. Background on Lil Durk, oh boy. Famous rapper from Southside Chicago. According to CH1, conversation with CPD gang officers who are familiar with Black Disciples, social media postings, public source research, and a review of Lil Durk's lyrics. Lil Durk is a member of Lamron, faction of Black Disciples. According to CPD records, Lil Durk's brother, Dante Banks Jr., aka D-Thang, was shot and killed outside a nightclub in Harvey, Illinois in June 2021. So they're saying this was in retaliation. CH1 has reported that Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Holy shit. CH1 just telling the feds everything, boys. CH1 has also indicated that D-Thing was killed by members of Dump Street. Dump Street is a GD faction of the south side of Chicago. Dump Street member Individual A was a close associate of Mac. Oh. Individual A is currently in pretrial custody for allegedly having committed a double murder that took place in Country Club Hills, Illinois. So this guy's already in jail for another murder. Mac arrived at YPC at approximately 12:07 p.m. on January 27, 2022. At approximately 2:22 p.m., while Mac was still inside YPC, a 2014 black Chrysler sedan with tinted windows carrying the shooters drove into YPC's parking lot. The Chrysler was initially parked on the east side of the parking lot facing YPC. At 2:25, Chrysler moved to the west side of the lot facing eastward. The shooters remained in the Chrysler for approximately 40 minutes. These boys were in the car for 40 minutes, lurking, waiting in the shadows. There they are right there. Those windows are tinted as fuck. Mac exited YPC and began walking across the parking lot at 2:59. As he walked toward his car, two masked individuals emerged from the Chrysler, one from the driver's side door, shooter A, and the other from the front passenger side door, shooter B. They began shooting at Mac, who fled eastbound away from the shooters. Concerning Mac's autopsy and the record of evidence at the crime scene, shooter A pursued Mac on foot and shot him to death with a Ruger AR-556 rifle. Ran up on him with a rifle, man. Ring camera footage in an alleyway. After killing Mac, shooter A fled eastbound away from YPC. As he did so, the ring footage captured shooter A yelling something to the effect of, "Marley, yo, come on, Marley. You killed someone and you're screaming names out loud to your friend. Is that someone's name? Don't tell me shooter B's name is Marley." And he was calling for him. A Ruger AR-556, bearing serial number, blah, 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 was recovered in the backyard of a vacant residence. Rode through the AR in someone's backyard, only 0.1 miles east. Not even that far. Literally right down the damn street, bro. You got to do better than that, disposing of a murder weapon, bro. FBI is awaiting analysis to determine whether if there was a rifle to use to shoot and kill Mac. The Ruger AR-556 rifle was purchased by individual B at a federal firearms license located in Atlanta on October 1st, 2020. Wait, what? Shooter B.
That mean Marley brought the gun in his name and let AJ kill a motherfucker with it. That's crazy, bro. He let AJ use the gun that's in his name, that's registered in his name that he brought to go and commit a murder for hire, man. That's crazy as fuck, bro.
He purchased the weapon. It's not a stolen weapon. Why would they kill someone with that? What were these boys thinking? Information provided by victim 1, who was YPC's security guard, stepped outside the parking lot and was shot in the left leg by shooter B. After shooting victim 1, shooter B fled westbound on YPC on foot. Shooters abandoned the Chrysler in the parking lot with one of their fucking phones in the car. Like idiots, dude. There's shooter B running. I believe Montgomery is shooter A. Chrysler was reported stolen on January 20th. 7 days before. They found his fucking phone in the front seat of the car. Oh my God, just sitting right there, right in the center console. And look how dirty this fucking car is. Information.
That's crazy, man.
Fucking car is. Information provided by Apple. Subject phone 1 belongs to Montgomery with the email address and everything, bro. There's DNA match between biological material recovered from subject phone 1 and Montgomery. This guy's cooked, bro. Member subject phone 5 placed a call to individual C's phone. 3 minutes later, approximately 3:45, 45 minutes after the Mac was murdered, individual C contacted the AT&T using cell phone number, blah, 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 and reported subject phone stolen. Individual C, is that the girlfriend that was reporting the phone stolen, right? From earlier? Or am I tripping? Law enforcement interviewed individual C. Oh no. Identified herself as Montgomery's girlfriend. Okay, I wasn't tripping. Verified her phone number and had been her telephone number for years. She related that AJ, a nickname for Montgomery, is a criminal and a felon. She related that she knows AJ has been convicted of felony for unlawful use of weapons. She's never been present for any of Montgomery's arrests. And they have her on camera walking into a Walgreens and then walking out and going into the stolen vehicle. Clearly she was with her boyfriend who was driving it, the stolen vehicle of a car that murdered someone. These people are fucking cooked. Identified herself as a woman in surveillance footage from Walgreens and Jimmy's Burgers. Individual C said that individual X drove individual C to Walgreens and Jimmy Burgers. They found her Facebook. She has a picture of her with Montgomery. Preston Powell is shooter B, he believes. Plastic cup with rise and grind written on it. Rise and grind, let's go fucking kill someone. Was recovered in the front seat of a Chrysler where shooter B was located, and they found his fingerprints on the cup. He's cooked. And there it is. Uses the nickname JB Marley, which is the same name Shooter A yelled out minutes after the murder of Mac, as depicted on the Ring camera footage. I can't believe how stupid some people are that murder people. You got to be cleaner than this. You can't make mistakes like this if you want to be free, dude. How do you think you were going to get away with this? You yelled your boy's name, running away from a murder. Subject phone 1 that was left in the car received 3 incoming calls from subject phone 3 on the day of the murder. I believe that subject phone 3 was used by Powell on that day of the shooting to call Montgomery. These 3 calls were made at 3:02, 3:03, and 3:06. Which were minutes after Mac was killed. None of the calls were answered because it was left in the Chrysler. Subject phone 3 is registered to blah blah blah, which is the same address listed as Powell's home.
Man, they need to let me go ahead and just Lil Durk need his ass. Man, I don't know what Lil Durk, what's wrong with him, man. Somebody in jail need to go ahead and just take off on him though, bro. Like, bro, you really in the bullshit with this shit? Niggas leaving a phone, hollering on ring cams, Marley leaving guns on a ring cam that they just murdered a motherfucker with. They ain't bother to look up and look around and see if any cameras was right there. He set the shit right there under a ring camera, the murder weapon, man. So all the person did was on their phone. Hey, look, I got this 5.56, whatever you got caught with. I got this rifle, man. I just seen the guy put it down with some gloves on. Like, they just gave up everything, man. Then he got his girlfriend riding around in a stolen car like it's his. Like he just killed the motherfucker. He's shooting motherfuckers and still riding around in the car.
I believe these 3 calls were made from Powell to Montgomery in an attempt to find out where Montgomery was, because they left in separate directions. We know all that. Lil Durk released a song called Aha after Mac was murdered. So on February 22nd, almost a month after the murder, he releases a song. I believe the song can be reasonably interpreted to be references to Durk having people killed. We be sliding through they blocks and they don't know we have. Buddy ass got shot and we ain't claim it, but I can show his ass. I mean, that's kind of vague. See, lyrics is bullshit. I need more specific lyrics with a nexus. This is horseshit.
Hey, now I'm finna tell y'all this. A lot of people on YouTube probably looked over this shit that I'm about to say. But when Lil Durk said that, right? That line or whatever, right? Because he did the video shoot. He did the video shoot while AJ was there at the video shoot, right? So the song was already in the making. You hear me? The song was already in the making. The aha. It was already in the making, right? But that song gonna come back to bite Lil Durk because he talking about putting murders on people and shit. Like he paying for it once they drop the locations. And then you got the killer in the video, bro. In the video shoot. At the video shoot, you got the killer knowing that they didn't kill the motherfucker. Like, I don't understand these niggas, man. Hold on, I gotta go back.
Buddy ass got shot and we ain't claim it, but I can show his ass. I mean, that's kind of vague. See, lyrics is bullshit.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell y'all. Hey, when he say that, we ain't claim it, but I can show his ass. I don't know if y'all heard this though, but the guys, one of the guys at the youth center, he recorded Stephon Mack murder on the camera at the YPC center. While Stephon Mack was getting killed, he was recording the shit. And then they sent it to people. So that's what the feds mean when they say, when Lil Durk say he can show his ass. They had the video. They had the video already. The same day Stephon Mack got killed, it was a video going around of the killer. Somebody in the UP center, one of them brothers, recorded it. And then they sent it out. I swear to God, bro, this is in paperwork. This is in federal paperwork. All you got to do is stop chasing me and read shit. That's all you got to do on everything. This is in paperwork, though. The dudes then recorded the murder, man. They recorded the shit off a camera. So they went wherever the cameras was in the UP center and recorded it, bro, and then started sending it out. So yeah, Lil Durk had evidence that they killed the motherfucker. You heard it from Trenches News, man. Let's keep going.
shit. I need more specific lyrics with a nexus. This is horse shit. That's vague lyrics, bro. That doesn't mean shit. What else they got on Durk, bro? I believe these lyrics can be reasonably interpreted to be a reference to Mac's murder. After Mac was murdered, an unknown individual recorded YPC's surveillance video of the murder on what appears to have been a separate video recording device, possibly a cell phone, and distributed the phone to others. Additional lyrics.
Y'all heard it? Y'all heard it for the non-believers who talking about I'm lying. I'm glad it just popped up. Hey, look, the nigga recorded it, bro, and sent it out. He sent it out. So AJ sent it to Durk now. You hear me? They was just sending a video around as if it was like a porno or something, a TikTok video. For real, bro. They was just sending the video around. The man recorded, bro. After Mac was murdered, an unknown individual recorded YPC surveillance video of the murder on what appears to have been a separate recording device. Like, man, bro. That, hey, look, it add up to the AHA song. It add up to it. Buddy got killed, but we ain't claim it, but I can show his ass. Of course you can.
From the same song. My brother D thing just got killed and I've been slow since, but we got back on the ass. I bet they know this. It's a reference to Mac's murder for reasons stated further below in sections describing law enforcement's review of jail calls and social media posts. So here's where things get dicey, boys. Montgomery and Powell have been... My cat is sitting on me, by the way, and she's so fucking fat. She's 15 pounds. I want to kill myself. On February 19, 2022, Montgomery was arrested by Illinois State Police after fleeing from a stolen vehicle. The phone he had on him revealed the device used cell phone number and was activated after the killing. They discovered a series of texts. Oh no, man. Here we go. Between Montgomery and Powell, the two shooters, boys. So this is like 2 weeks after the murder. From Powell to Montgomery. What's up with OTF? Montgomery to Powell. Nothing. Powell to Montgomery again. What do you mean they're not paying? Montgomery to Powell. We wait and he comes up here on the 17th. Powell to Montgomery. Stand on that. Why you with Durk and them? Powell to Montgomery. Did Durk get...
Yeah, this shit is all bad, man. It's all bad, bro. Like, these niggas caught on camera. Everybody folded. This a murder for hire, too. And a conspiracy. Murder for hire. That's what AJ pleaded to. So he got to tell the police, the feds, who the fuck was involved with the murder. What happened at $1 million worth of game? How did you get paid? Was it 25s or 50s, goddammit? And he trying to get out. He trying to get home by the time he turned 50.
What do you mean they're not paying? Montgomery to Powell. We wait and he comes up here on the 17th. Powell to Montgomery. Stand on that. Why you with Durk and them? Powell to Montgomery. Did Durk gave you that money? Not a good look. They named Durk after killing someone 2 weeks prior, wondering where the money is. Is that all the evidence they have on him? I wonder, they probably have more. This exchange of messages 14 days after Mac was murdered, when the user of Powell Phone 2 asked his user of Subject Phone 2, what's up with OTF? These two were discussing Lil Durk and his affiliates. Well, fucking clearly. Lil Durk's record label is OTF. Subject Phone 2 and Powell exchanged nothing. What do you mean they're not paying? Subject Phone 2 was indicating they had not been paid when user of Subject Phone 2 wrote nothing, prompting user of Powell Phone 2 to question whether there was an issue with them being paid for Mac's murder. This is just not good for Durk, boys. We wait and he come up here on the 17th. He was indicating that he was waiting for Durk to come into town on February 17th. Paid them for having murdered Mac. Stand on that. Why you with Durk and them? The user of Powell Phone 2 was user of Subject Phone 2 who insists on getting paid when he saw Durk on the 17th. The next day, when the user of Powell Phone 2 wrote, did Durk gave you that money? Fucking obviously, he's confirming if he got the money. Yeah, whatever. Review the Facebook page for user with public display name. Redacted. I know that Lil Durk was interviewed on blank podcast February 22nd. On February 18th, the user of Facebook page displayed name made the following post claiming to have been in an interview with Lil Durk. Based on my review of the music video, the video appears to have been filmed in Chicago. On May 5th, 2022, a former employee 1 of YPC, was interviewed by law enforcement. Employee 1 said he was present at YPC when Mac was murdered. He recalled 2 participants who were present at YPC, but should not have been there. And what did I say? I knew someone gave someone information that he was there. According to Employee 1, the participants, co-conspirator A and B, were former participants at YPC, but were kicked out approximately 6 months before they were too high risk. They were brothers and were members of gang Risky Road. Co-conspirator A leaving in an Uber prior to Mac being murdered, but co-conspirator B was at YPC when Mac was murdered. B left immediately after the shooting, before law enforcement arrived. These are definitely the guys that gave up that boy's location, man. Employee 1 identified B in CPD dash cam footage exiting YPC after law enforcement arrived at the scene. Employee 2 told law enforcement employee 2 drove conspirator B and approximately 3 other YPC participants home after the shooting. Employee 1 stated to law enforcement that he heard that after Mac was murdered, there was anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 being offered for someone to kill Mac.
Hey, bro, this why I be explaining. There's no need to kill nobody, bro. If you calling somebody to get killed and then you turn around and tell first, like that's some bullshit, bro. Y'all just killed that man for nothing. Like for real, y'all killed him for shit. The callers who called gave them up. They gave up the shooters and every motherfucker else, man. Like they all just lost their life for shit. They killed them. AJ was the only one that enjoyed $20,000 or 40, whatever he say he got. Marley didn't get no money. The YPC participants didn't get no money. Only AJ, and he took off. He stopped answering for Marley once he got the money for Lil Durk. Now that's crazy, cause he been calling them, asking them stand on business to get that money from Durk and them. And when he got it, he didn't give Marley shit, and called him a goofy.
$50,000 to $500,000 being offered to kill him. So that's what they're going to say is how much Durk was willing to pay. So co-conspirator A's phone, subject 4, and co-conspirator B's phone, there were 7 calls and an attempted call between subject 3 and the phone number used by Powell on the day of their murder. And there it is. They were communicating with Powell. That's how they got the location of him. 7 different calls right here before the murder. Montgomery was flexing on Facebook. Picture of him holding up money with Lil Durk's song playing in the background. This is just, it keeps connecting Durk to it, bro. Literally the guy that just murdered someone, allegedly, being paid for it by Durk, putting Durk's song on an Instagram post with.
Hey, I just thought about it, right? Hey, I really just thought about something, right? Hey, the feds don't need to prove that Lil Durk gave up no money. The feds could zoom in. They gonna ask $1 million worth of game for raw footage, and they gonna zoom in on that notes. $1 million had to come from the bank, and the bank got them serial numbers wrote down. So if AJ got any clear picture of that money, and they match that shit to Lil Durk, he good as gone too. That way. Smash that like button, y'all. Sending me a cash app, super chat, man. It's finna get lit, man. We talking about Lil Durk, both murder for hires right now. This is Trenches News. Swiper Jordan. Hey, whatever you want to call me, man.
The money, but he wasn't paid for it yet here then anyway, but either way it's bad. Montgomery made the above Facebook post to brag and take credit for the murder of Mac, playing Lil Durk's music and hold a large amount of cash to bring the fact that he was paid by Durk to kill Mac. And of course jail calls, they're self-snitching. What did Montgomery say on the jail call, bro? On February 1st, 2022, individual I stated to unknown individual in summary, the individual I heard Lil Durk said that's for D-Thing. Individual I then said he woofing like Tay-Town and that's for D-Thing. Then check in, bitch. That shit ain't free. I believe individual I is referring to Mac homicide. Individual I is saying Mac was killed for D-Thing. And then Lil Durk needs to pay out because it wasn't done for free. This is not fucking good, man. Every time I read it gets worse. Individual I to an unknown individual on January 31st stated that they need to create a song and add snowman to it. Call his dumbass in the snow. Now his dumbass stretched. Clearly, Mac was murdered in the snow. This is just insane, bro. And talking about the cell towers, their phones were probably in the general area of the murder. Shout out Durk's imaginary manager on Twitter for these documents, by the way. Request for pretrial release denied. And shout out I'm Not a Lawyer for reporting this as well. Told you guys. This all happened while I was recording because I just recorded for an hour and 25 minutes reading all this shit. Now my eyes hurt. So yeah, this is not looking good for Durk. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. I love you guys. Peace out.
Smash that like button, y'all. Y'all ain't heard nothing yet. Y'all ain't heard nothing yet. Y'all just heard that, man. It's more to the story. We got to get down to all of it, bro. And I got new paperwork on AJ. He took a deal, and it's superseding paperwork. So we're going to get into it. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Share this video so it get around. Hit the cash app or super chat, y'all. Support the channel. Appreciate it. No news on Famous Richard. We talking about Lil Durk right now. But anyways, all right, so the second part of this is I can't find it, but the second part is the guy. Hold on, let me see if let me see if 1090 got it. Somebody got the shit. All right, so I can't find it. But look, the second part of this is he went into cell. After the $1 million worth of game, AJ got locked up 2 days later. After the $1 million worth of game, he got locked up. Hold on, let me find it from Cup Boys. Cup Boys got it.
The 3 limited excerpts from Ages. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Chicago hitman that was apparently in jail talking to a confidential source saying Lil Durk paid him for a hit. Now you don't have to crash to get cash. Isn't that me? The United paperwork and get that free cash paperwork. This, I'm going to clarify, though, for the confusion out there. This isn't AKA handsome young guy from Chicago. And Marley is charged with the murder of Stephon Mack, right? So I'm assuming Stephon Mack is here, and these two guys are firing out of a vehicle. Clearly, this skinny dude isn't this one, so this has to be Bigums over here. And yeah, you know, this is how he takes his pictures. You see him on Tinder. He's like, yeah, you know, ladies, I'm single. This is how he looks. This is Marley right here. So Marley is AJ. This would be AJ. Now we're gonna get into AJ, but let's jump into the paperwork real quick, right? The introduction. The government previously moved for use of the entirety of co-defendant Anthony Montgomery Wilson's recorded statements against defendant Preston Powell. Now, Anthony is AJ, Powell is Marley, right? And we're just going to get right into it. By way of this submission, the government proposes that the court allow for the admission of 3 limited excerpts. So they're introducing these 3 things speaking on this murder, right? And up here it would say, the excerpts simply show that Montgomery Wilson's motivation for killing Mack was to collect a cash bounty that had been put out for Mack's murder by individual A and his associates with OTF. Individual A is obviously Lil Durk. Now, the first excerpt would state, in this excerpt, AJ explained to the confidential source that the bounty for killing Youngin, which was Mack's nickname, was 70 grand, and that AJ tried to get the amount increased to 90. AJ, next thing you know, that's a dub. Reminds me, we was having a conversation, shorty. Ken told me like, shit, he a 70 ball right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna try to get him to go to a 90. We trying to get 90 out of him for this shit. Confidential source, for a motherfucker, AJ, for Youngin. Excerpt 2. In this excerpt, AJ explained to the confidential source that although individual A, aka Durk, contributed $50,000 to the bounty for killing Mack, AJ only collected a portion of those funds. AJ, look, Jam, this what Jam told Didi. I mean, he told Bondo, like, Bug, he say, man, Durk gave up 50, shorty. He only paid me a dub, so it's 30 missing. Remind you, I'm locked up. So he's saying Durk gave 50, but he only got paid 20, and 30,000 is missing. And in this excerpt, AJ would explain to the confidential source that he received approximately $40,000 for killing Mac. Confidential source. So altogether, you got 35. AJ, 35,000, and then another 5 from JD and them, which they supposed to gave me 100, shorty. They really owe me 100,000. These 3 limited excerpts exclusively concern AJ's admissions to the confidential source that he killed Mac to collect a payment that had been offered by Durk and his associates for the murder. The statements were clearly against AJ's interests and are independently corroborated by other evidence. These 3 limited excerpts are highly probative of the 4 higher components of Mac's murder, and their admission would not be unfairly prejudicial to Powell, right? Now, Powell is basically arguing against what AJ said because, AJ is obviously making it look like, hey, we did this because they paid us to do this. That's why we did it. The 3 limited excerpts from AJ's recorded statements to the confidential source provide critical context for those text messages. Now, this is the text. Powell, what's up with OTF? AJ, nothing. Powell, what you mean? They not paying? AJ, we waiting. He comes up here on the 17th. Powell, aight. Now, on February 17th, 2022, Durk was in Chicago conducting a podcast interview, which AJ attended. That day, Powell texted AJ, stand on.
Yeah, AJ cut him out his money. He ain't getting no money. Marley ain't getting nothing, man, on that thing. AJ turned off his phone, bro. If you go and read the paperwork on Pacer, AJ turned off his phone, man. Marley never talked to him until they got in the feds, man. On some real shit, bro. Marley never seen AJ no more. Once he got around Durk them, he cut his phone off.
On that, why you with Durk them? The following day, Powell texted AJ, did Durk give you that money? This is very important. It's stating that Durk was in Chicago to do a podcast interview. And AJ, who had already killed Mac, showed up. And Marley's telling him, make sure you stand on that. Tell Durk we need that money, right? So AJ shows up and is supposed to ask Durk for this money, for this killing. And it just so happens the podcast is $1 million worth of game. Now, the paperwork states the interview was conducted on February 22nd. And this interview would drop March 10th, 2022, giving time for editing or whatever else. But this wasn't the only thing recorded that day. Durk's music video, Aha, was also recorded that day in the same studio space. And the interview along with Durk's new song, Aha, would drop on the same day, February 22nd. Now, the funny thing about this, right, is he brought $1 million cash to $1 million worth of game. And apparently,
hey, remember when I told y'all about them serial numbers? Man, they got cameras that can zoom in on that shit, man. And they got cameras that'll zoom in on AJ shit, bro. Hey, you got a picture where you took pictures with the money or a video? I'm telling you, bro, like they finna nail Durk, man. Wait till I show y'all this paperwork, though. They finna nail him, man. Durk is individual A right now.
apparently in the background of this video is not only the leader of Mike City, the gang, but AJ, who's a member of Mike City. Now, within the federal paperwork, they would show a picture from the Aha music video and a man's face would be blurred out. And then obviously Reddit's going to do what Reddit's going to do. But this is supposedly the leader of Mike City. And AJ can be seen in the background of the music video. Stephon Max Killer AJ from Mike City was at Lil Durk's Aha music video shoot. The same video that he dropped less than a month after Stephon died. And he was claiming he got back for D-Thang and got someone's folks hit. So again, this whole murder took place because Stephon Mac allegedly had something to do with D-Thang's brother getting killed outside of a club. And then the music video would drop, people would stop putting the pieces together, but the feds haven't indicted Durk for this murder. these two guys have been indicted. And these two guys are apparently throwing Durk's name around, or at least AJ is. And the feds looked at everything. So Durk did a podcast interview. AJ was in attendance. While AJ's in attendance, Marley's telling him to press Durk about the fucking money they're owed, while there's $1 million sitting on the table in front of him. But again, the most important thing to take away from this situation is this doesn't have shit to do with Durk's case. I see the blogs talking about it all over the place, and a lot of people.
Hey, let me take over, Bobby Hill. Let me take over, Bobby Hill, because you finna start grabbing penis now, and I can't let you do that. I don't want to see you get splashed over your head. This shit got a lot to do with Lil Durk. Hey, look, you just said that the man killed Stephon Mack and then knew right after that that he was going $1 million worth of game. Yeah, it's a lot to explain. It's a lot to explain who paid that money. It's a lot to explain everything. I can tell you the feds ain't coming for shit, man. They not gonna knock on your door. They not gonna investigate for nothing. You know what I'm talking about? You're wrapped. I can tell you that. But we gonna this is the Twitter and then. So now that y'all got that idea in y'all head that, you know, he said that Lil Durk paid him. Okay, now I'm finna go to another site. Hold on, y'all, I'm still here. Y'all still there. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So this the new paperwork that just came out today. AJ had court to change his plea. He has officially changed his plea today at 10:30 a.m. He changed his plea, which means him and the feds been negotiating, and he telling them something. You can see that it says superseding information. So this document is superseding information. If you familiar with Goonie Gang and all them, they had the superseding information when they start grabbing more people after more people. They were superseding them in. Like Teasy. When Teasy got superseded in last, he got superseded indictment. This is superseding document information. Anthony Montgomery Wilson, United States versus Anthony Montgomery Wilson. The United States charges on about January 27, 2022 at Chicago and Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, and elsewhere. Anthony Montgomery Wilson, also known as AJ, and Mike City AJ, defended herein in the course of violation of Title 18 United States Code section, did use, carry, brandish a discharge of firearm during the relation to a crime of violence for which he may be prosecuted in the court of the United States, namely to use the facility of interstate commerce with the intent to murder be committed. In violation of the laws of the state of Illinois, Chapter 720, Illinois Compliance Statute, Sections 59-1, namely the murder of the victim A as consideration of the receipt of and as consideration for promise, an agreement to pay a thing or pecuniary value, and the death of a victim A did result in a violation of 18 United States Code. So it's letting you know that it's a murder for hire. AJ pleaded guilty to a murder for hire. So it's letting you know he did it for agreement to pay. All right. So hold on, let me go down. All right, so it is this no, I went to the wrong one. Hold on. All right, so this is the United States Attorney alleges upon conviction of an offense in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 924 as set forth in the superseding information, defendant shall forfeit the United States of America any firearm and ammunition involved in and used in the offense as provided in the Title 18 United States Code Section 1, Title 28 United States Code. The property to be forfeited includes, but not limited, a Ruger AR-556 semi-automatic pistol bearing serial number. That's the gun that he killed Stephon Mack with. So they already got that because they got that off somebody's ring camera that he had threw it in a bush. So they already got that. He already forfeited that. Okay, now we're finna go to the next document. Okay, you ain't seen this one. When you see this, it's a RICO coming. When you see this document right here, it's a RICO coming, bro. Like when you see this shit right here, it's a RICO coming. All right, United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, destination sheet for criminal proceedings. Anthony Montgomery Wilson, issue arrest warrant? No. In custody? Yes. Is this like listen? Because a lot of people they gonna read over what I'm saying and try to jump over what I'm finna say. Because they gonna be like, they said no, you gotta listen. Is this an indictment or information arising out of an offense charged in one or more previously filed complaints involving the same parties and relating to the same subject? No. Lil Durk never was in there. He individual A. He was never pronounced as Dirk Banks. So they said no. Listen to what I'm finna say. Read again. Listen to this. Is this an indictment or information that supersedes one or more previously filed indictments or information? Yes. So they finna indict somebody. Somebody getting superseded in this shit on everything. How I know that somebody finna get superseded? Because look, they didn't have 0 people. They didn't have 1, 2 people. Hey, look, I finna show y'all what I'm talking about. I gotta break it down for y'all. So after that, it said yes. So case number 2R3, United States Anthony Montgomery Wilson, Preston Powell, assigned judge Thomas M. Durkin, district judge. Is any defendant charged in a matter currently under supervised release in the Northern District? No. Does this indictment or information charge the 15 defendants or more? No. In order for them to say 15 defendants or more, it's some defendants coming in. No, it ain't 15. Okay, let's keep reading. Does the indictment or information charge between 8 to 14 defendants or charge capital murder? No. Will any defendant require a foreign language interpreter for court appearance? No. What is the most severe level of offense penalty in this indictment or information? Firearms IB. Does the indictment or information charge a felony offense? Yes. List of statutes, Title 18, United States Code, all that good shit. But yeah, somebody coming in, man. AJ pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty to the murder for hire, man. So it's all bad for Lil Durk. And I can show you that he pleaded guilty ahead of time. He pleaded guilty before these documents come out. I'm finna show you. On November 10th, 2025, defendant filed a motion to suppress evidence recovered from his cell phone that was recovered from defendant on February 20th, 2022, during his arrest for another offense. On December 22nd, 2025, the government filed in response to defendant's motion to suppress on January 12th, 2026. Defendant filed a reply in support of his motion to suppress. On March 12th, 2026, defendant filed his supplement to his motion to suppress. The government response is due and filed by the 3rd, 2026 docket. On March 31st, 2026, defendant case was set for a change of plea hearing on April 16, 2026, docket 171. Given that the parties have reached a plea agreement in this case, the government requests that the court strike its response deadline. Counsel for the defendant not have any objection to striking the government's response deadline. So that lets you know that he already copped out, he already pleaded, and all that good shit on everything. It's bad for Durk. It's bad for Durk. And this is superseding information. The last paperwork I just read, y'all, it says superseding information. And if you go and type in what superseding mean, it means to replace. Basically, you're replacing something. You're adding somebody in. You're replacing. That's what superseding is. You made an error, or you doing that, but they ain't make no error because AJ copped out, so it ain't no error in nothing. It ain't no error. Oh, wait, here, this ain't the one. Hold on, y'all. It clearly says superseding information, man. Superseding information. They ain't trying to get Durk no information. They just trying to let them know somebody about to get superseded, nigga. But we ain't got your name in it. We got you though. They finna put the belt to Durk, man. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't that I want Durk in jail. I have no choice whether Durk come out or not. You hear me? Shit, it don't matter to me. But Durk did a whole bunch of dumb shit, bro. Like he did a whole bunch of dumb shit. For sure, he did. He worked hard to get in the feds. So that's what I got with AJ on this murder for hire. That's what I got with him. He done already copped out. He went to court today, and some supersedings finna come out. Whoever individual he finna be superseded because he said that Durk need to pay. So that means that they killed Stephon Mack. Individual I was with them when they killed Stephon Mack because they said individual I said that he gave his dumb ass got killed in the snow. We should call him a snowman. So that lets you know individual I, which I think is the leader of the gang, who they showed, I think he going in too. I mean, I just hate to say it, but hey, bro, you better run, outrun the feds. All the other boys with the murder, how you kicks, you better run faster than the bullets. Make sure y'all go check out Pumped Up Kicks, man. That's one of the Trenches News favorite songs, man. I used to listen to that shit when I was in the group home. I ain't even know it was about somebody getting bullied or none of that. My friend used to listen to that shit, my white friend, man. So I started listening to Pumped Up Kicks, man. All right, y'all. We finna go over to the next murder for hire, though. We ain't done with Lil Durk, man. We finna go to the next murder for hire. I gotta show y'all what's in front of Lil Durk, man. It's a lot of shit in front of him, bro. I must say, if Lil Durk was to get out of this, bro, he the GOAT since Mike J. You hear me? Jackson or Jordan, whichever J you want to add in, nigga, on my mama. If he could wiggle his way out of this, like him and King Von did, like he did the King Von case, he wiggled himself. The person said Lil Durk and them shot him. The witnesses say Lil Durk shot, he wiggled his way out of that. But instead of Lil Durk stopping after that, we beat that shit. I told you that's what money do. I know street niggas. I've been in the trenches. I know when niggas beat cases, they tend to feel like, oh man, you can get away like this. This how I got away. No, nigga, you was just lucky. God put your dumb ass back on the street and you don't even understand. You hear me? You think you done beat something. Like Zoo them. They was beating all them gun cases. I'm like, the feds gotta be on them, man. Zoo caught like 3 gun cases within 11 months, man. He was getting out of jail for them shits. He got bumped off on the low end with 3 guns in the back of the car. He got out. They beat it. He come out. I beat that shit. All right, y'all. So we gotta go to Quando Rondo, man. We gotta start off with Quando Rondo. Smash that like button for me, y'all. Support the channel. Send me a cash app. Or you can you got the QR code up there. That's the QR code to the cash app, y'all. Definitely ain't trying to listen to Quando Rondo.
Go ahead. Crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage.
Hey, y'all, I just want to say this, too. Trenches News said it first. Remember, OTF Jam was member. Hey, look, for everybody saying, somebody got to confirm it. Ken ain't alive. Jam already did. Jam said that Jam called them and said, hey, what y'all get? He said, man, we only got 20. Jam said, man, no, Durk gave up 50. That sounds like affirming to me. And it sounds like he said it on the wire. So that sounds like it Jam missing from the Quando Rondo shit. He ain't got no picture. We know he a shooter. He ain't got no picture over there. And then they mention him in the AJ and Marley paperwork. So Jam gonna confirm that shit if Jam confirm. Jam probably get the lesser time now. Jam got about 2, 3, 4 murders. Shit. Cold-blooded.
Happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
Can I get some space, please?
It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. One man inside, a member of Rondo's entourage, had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. A scene left with remnants of the fight, shoes left in the street, doors flung open. The suspects still on the run. We still don't know what spurred it all, but LAPD says it started at a gas pump.
Victim vehicle, they pulled up, they were pumping gas, and it looks like they probably finished pumping gas, and the suspects approached from the alley, got out of the car, and started shooting at those victims.
Investigators are still trying to piece together details, but they're looking for a white 4-door sedan with suspects wearing dark clothing.
Police helicopters overhead, so we knew something was up.
People in the neighborhood shocked by the news.
Disappointed. There have been a lot of incidents in the past couple of years. It does seem that things have been happening more often on Melrose, between Fairfax and Melrose and around here.
According to TMZ, Rondo was not injured.
Then the men fled. A Grammy Award-winning rapper accused of orchestrating a murder-for-hire plot to kill another rapper in retaliation for his longtime friend's murder gets another setback in his case. Durk Banks, better known by his stage name Lil Durk, has been behind bars since October, accused of being the mastermind behind a plot to kill Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, whose real name is Taekwon Bowman. Quando Rondo, along with his sister and cousin, were ambushed and shot at in Los Angeles, California in August of 2022. While Quando Rondo and his sister survived the attack, his cousin was murdered in the hail of gunfire. But that case goes back further than that, as prosecutors say it all stemmed from a 2020 shooting that left another rapper, who was also the close friend and frequent collaborator of Lil Durk, dead. According to Lil Durk's federal indictment, prosecutors say on November 6 of 2020, a man named DB, who was a high-ranking member of Lil Durk's Only the Family, or OTF, and the friend of Lil Durk, got into a fight with another person identified in the indictment as TB. The indictment says an associate of TB pulled out a gun and shot DB multiple times, killing him. Now, the indictment doesn't have the full names of TB or DB, but the circumstances match the November 6, 2020 shooting death of rapper King Von, whose real name is Davon Bennett. And of course, we know Quando Rondo's real name to be Taekwon Bowman. So where does Lil Durk come into play here? Well, federal prosecutors say after King Von's murder, Lil Durk wanted revenge. According to the indictment, Banks made clear in coded language that he would pay a bounty to anyone who took part in killing Quando Rondo for his role in King Von's murder. That all came to a head nearly 2 years later on August 18th of 2022, when Banks, his alleged co-conspirators, and co-defendants tracked down Quando Rondo to Los Angeles. The indictment names Banks' co-defendants as Kevon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, and Asa Houston. Prosecutors say on August 18th of 2022, after the men learned where Quando Rondo was in LA, at the direction of Lil Durk, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston, and another co-conspirator traveled from Chicago to Los Angeles to murder Quando Rondo. Meanwhile, Lil Durk and Kevon Grant traveled on a private jet from Miami to LA allegedly to help coordinate the murder.
Hey, that's another bad thing right there. Lil Durk flew on the plane with Vonnie, man. It's just all bad, bro. It's Vonnie word against his. I'm telling y'all. When Vonnie get up there on the stand and say, Lil Durk knew that we was going to kill Quando Rondo, ain't nothing that Drew or Brian Steele can say to him. They can say, you're lying to get a deal. You're doing this. You're doing that. You know, they can say whatever the fuck they want to. I'm telling y'all, bro. He going to jail. They did this shit in Beverly Hills. They took planes. You got another nigga, number 4, who's saying that he called Lil Durk and Vonnie. And these the two who ended up on the plane, bro. So these stories are corroborated. You know what I'm talking about by other people. Like Vonnie telling them Lil Durk knew, and then they grabbed number 4 already, and he already told them that he told on Lil Durk. They didn't even grab the nigga who gave Vonnie the guns. And who sold Vonnie the guns. They got the nigga who sold Vonnie the guns already. They had them wrapped up first. Who you sell them guns to? Oh, OTF now. They had all them wrapped up, bro. They ain't playing that shit in California, bro. They lucky Terminator ain't in office. On some real shit. They souls will be in the electric chair if Terminator was there.
Murder. That same day, Banks allegedly texted co-conspirator 3, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." But the feds say that same co-conspirator purchased the plane tickets using an OTF credit card. The unnamed co-conspirator 3 also allegedly confirmed to DeAndre Wilson through text that Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay had the same airline ticket confirmation. And Wilson messaged a friend on Instagram saying, "On my way to LA." From there, Kevon Grant allegedly purchased 4 black ski masks from a sporting goods store, but used cash to pay. But
hey, this nigga, he get the slickest motherfucker award of the year. This that nigga who put out that thing against me. That order. Little slick motherfucker. How you do it from jail, man? I heard people putting out order for Texas on the streets, but not from jail, dog. He's the slickest motherfucker on earth, man. Rob Vaughn, Rob and Dirk, and then he trying to rob me too. God damn, man. Slick motherfucker, the negotiator. That's what they call him, the negotiator. He negotiating like a motherfucker now. Dirk and them gave him the wrong name. Yeah, this the negotiator. Yeah, he negotiating now, goddammit. For them little years. Hey, that's Bonnie, y'all. Bonnie did it.
seemingly messed up when he allegedly used another OTF credit card to rent a hotel for the co-conspirators. Prosecutors say after Grant met with the co-conspirators, he gave Keith Jones, David Lindsay, and another unnamed co-conspirator firearms, including a firearm that was modified to operate as a machine gun. From there, Grant allegedly provided 2 cars for himself, Lindsay, Wilson, Jones, Houston, and another co-conspirator to find and kill Quando Rondo. The following day, using a BMW and Infiniti allegedly rented by Grant, the men tracked down Quando Rondo first to a marijuana dispensary, then to a clothing store. But it would be an LA gas station that would be the site of the deadly crime. According to the indictment, Asa Houston drove the Infiniti to an alley behind the Beverly gas station, then parked the car so Jones, Lindsay, and unnamed
Hey, Jones, Lindsay, and Jam. And that's my final answer, goddammit. Here go Jones, here go Lindsay, and here go Jam, goddammit. My final answer. Shout out DP, man. Shout out DB. Shout out Jamarion, man. Appreciate the love support, brothers. They talking about Jam ain't in that though. There go Jam right there. You know how you identify a motherfucker from a picture? And that's Jam. Final answer.
unnamed co-conspirator 2 could attempt to murder Quando Rondo. Prosecutors say the men shot at Quando Rondo's car, but ended up killing his cousin who was standing next to Quando's car. Then the men fled and went to a local burger joint to discuss payment. The same day Quando's cousin was killed, prosecutors say an OTF credit card was used to purchase plane tickets from San Diego back to Chicago for Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston, and co-conspirator 2. Fast forward to October of 2024, prosecutors say Lil Durk allegedly tried to flee the United States and booked plane tickets to several different countries, including Italy, Switzerland, and Dubai, but didn't board the plane for any of the flights. Instead, he was arrested near Miami International Airport. And even though Lil Durk isn't accused of pulling the trigger, he faces the same charges as the other men, including 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death, all of which he pleaded not guilty to. Surprisingly, his trial was slated for January 7th, just 3 months after his arrest, but that date was pushed back to October 14th of this year. It all comes weeks after an unsealed affidavit filed by an FBI agent alleged Lil Durk was involved in another murder for hire plot. That affidavit reportedly cites texts and social media posts from 2 people discussing the payment from Lil Durk for the 2022 murder of 24-year-old Stephon Mack, who was alleged to be a gangster disciples leader. The agent alleges Lil Durk was offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder. Lil Durk hasn't been criminally charged for that alleged murder for hire plot. However, prosecutors did use that affidavit as evidence to get Lil Durk's request for bail denied. And
Hey, did y'all hear that? Did y'all just hear that? So that means that the feds knew whatever they showed that judge, they showed them that Lil Durk did that shit in Chicago. You heard what they said? Lil Durk bond got denied from the murder for hire in Chicago. Just listen one more time, y'all. I don't be playing. I called this shit straight up. All the other bloggers, they changing their stories. They flipping it. Oh, he ain't telling he doing this and he doing that. Hey, look, anything that's BD got something to do with some BDs, bro, I'm going to know before any motherfucker who think they know on the internet. I don't give a fuck where you from.
for his brother's murder. Lil Durk hasn't been criminally charged for that alleged murder for hire plot. However, prosecutors did use that affidavit as evidence to get Lil Durk's request for bail denied. And he, as well as his co-defendants, remain behind bars since their respective arrests. But all of them are facing a hefty sentence, the rest of their life in prison, if convicted. So much to unpack. So let's bring on now criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Safa Robinson Ferrer. Safa, it's always great to see you. First I have to ask your reaction to this whole case. Lil Durk is a Grammy Award-winning artist, but federal prosecutors allege that he's this mastermind behind the plot to kill Quando.
Hey, we ain't finna listen to this cum guzzler. She a straight fan. She trying to get Lil Durk to hire her and shit. Like, we ain't trying to hear that shit. We trying to hear a motherfucker who telling the truth. Like, his ass done. Done, 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 done. Y'all remember that commercial? Who old enough to remember that shit? The done, the done, done, done. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. What's this? This a major trip. All right, this the one.
Imagine being able to build
The
an app with
last
your
one,
name
y'all.
on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Proceedings. Welcome to Sidebar. Abilities to commit murder. Awesome. It is a free. Infinity is then parked behind the game. Lil Baby in the past. And by the way, Lil Durk is evidence right now tying back to him.
The strongest evidence that I could see in reading through the indictment is that, his organization, OTF, Only the Family, his credit cards were used by members of this organization to purchase and kind of coordinate the movement that was needed to make the murder happen.
Do you think there's...
Hey, Mike, I didn't tell the man to go and kill nobody, bruh. I didn't tell him to pay nobody. I didn't tell him to hang with these niggas. I told y'all he don't even know who Jam is before the murder for hire happened. So when I seen Jam around him, I'm like, bro, he don't even know Jam. How the fuck is he around Jam? You know he don't know Jam. Just go back to this video if you think I'm lying. Hey, look, he asked Jam, hey, bro, how many years you did? Nigga, if that's your motherfucking boy, you know how many years he did, nigga. You supposed to know the months, time, and date, nigga. He ain't know. That's why he asked Jam and that we did the video. Hey, Jam, how much time you did? He don't know motherfucking Jam. He was paying for friends. This what happens when you pay for friends. Y'all be mad at the wrong motherfucker, but guess what? Hey, Mike Steele, I'm getting paid, nigga. My nigga, I'm getting paid right now while I'm talking to you. You hear me? Might be able to pay your mama light bill this month, nigga.
There's an argument when he sends that text message, like, don't book any flights under my name. I've talked about this on previous sidebars, but could he be saying, I don't want any part of this. Don't put me on any of this. You do whatever you think you need to do. Keep me out of it. Maybe, but then you look at the allegations that he was profiting off of the killing afterwards. That would be maybe a tough sell to say he didn't either know what was going on or didn't have a part in it, right?
I think so. Another question I think you also have to ask is, if you knew that this situation was going to take place, do you have an obligation to report it to authorities? You know, obviously within this culture, you know, snitching is something that's looked down on. But if someone's going to use one of my credit cards to go and commit a murder, I may not call the police, but I'm definitely going to call the credit card company and block any charges that are coming up.
He could maybe say, I didn't know they were going to do that. Let me ask you this. With murder for hire cases, I've always been fascinated by this. Don't you feel it's a little ironic? The goal, of course, would be, if you take the allegations as true in this case or other cases, is the mastermind behind it doesn't want anything leaking back to him. But sometimes in these cases, there is the biggest evidence trail of all. Paper trail, digital trail, messages, financial trail, right? Don't you see that? I mean, that's, again, you might say there's not a lot of evidence against Mr. Banks here, but there's at least something to warrant charges.
I believe that just the distance from Chicago to where they went in California was the biggest obstacle for them, because the only way for them to be able to travel and make this murder happen, they had to make arrangements. And you can't walk into an airport and pay cash for a plane ticket. You have to use electronic means to be able to get on a plane and rent cars. So they definitely left a paper trail on this that I think was the quote unquote smoking gun.
There's a part in the indictment when they talk about co-conspirators either known or unknown. Does that mean that investigators are still looking into other people who might be connected to this?
I believe that also when you talk about known or unknown, it alludes to the fact that there are other individuals out there that do have knowledge of this and maybe aren't fully ready to cooperate at this point.
What would lead them to cooperate?
There's a lot of different things that can cause somebody to cooperate. It could be maybe at this point in time, they just don't feel comfortable. They could be working through other charges on themselves, that they may be currently charged with, different court cases. Also, there's a lot of
Major breaking news now. Detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division have arrested singer David Burke for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Burke is being held without bail. The case will be presented to the DA's office on Monday for filing consideration. You may remember, and we've been reporting, Rivas's body was found in the trunk of David's car in September of last year. She was only 14 years old. Again, this breaking news just into our newsroom. We're working to get more information, and we'll continue to follow this story.
We do want to go ahead and bring in now ABC's Alex Stone on the phone to speak more about this case. Alex, you've been following this from the very beginning. What can you tell us as far as this breaking information goes this afternoon?
Well, Mark and Michelle, sources are telling us that this is based off of evidence that the LAPD was able to gather and put together and now is going to be presenting to the LA County DA for a filing decision on Monday. This was not from any kind of indictment. We know that the case had gone to a grand jury. It was expected that there might be an indictment coming sometime soon. We were thinking in the last couple of months or in the next few weeks. This was not from that. We are told that this is evidence that they have been compiling going back to when her body was found last September, that now they have reached a point where they believe they have probable cause, and it's gone to the DA.
All right. And so a lot of people wondering, so many things seem to point to him. Why did it take them this long to make the arrest? We know they're pretty methodical about how they do things, but.
Yeah, it's a good question. One of the things that they were waiting on, Mark, was the cause of death. And there was difficulty reaching that cause of death, not to get too graphic, but her body was in multiple parts. It was in, we know from court documents, 2 different body bags in the front trunk of that Tesla when her body was found. So it was difficult for the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. So they had to prove or be able to show to the DA that she was murdered, that it wasn't something else where, let's say that she overdosed and then somebody freaked out and put her body in that trunk. They have to be able to prove that it was murder. They now believe that they can do that.
All right.
Yeah, we also know, David, as many entertainers do, had an entourage of people around him at times. I know some other individuals have been considered as drivers of this vehicle or either around. Any information on possibly how this could impact other people that David was around that also may have been around Celeste Rivas?
Michelle, we don't know yet, and if there are any other arrests that are going to be coming in this case. We know that there were a number of witnesses who came and testified in front of the grand jury, again, that this was not an indictment, that this is probable cause that the LAPD put together and moved forward on. But during the grand jury proceedings, which are secret as they're ongoing, that there were a number of other people who came forward, those who are close to David, friends of David, family members of his were subpoenaed to go in front of the grand jury. So if there are other arrests that could be coming, we don't know. But as of right now, he is the only one that we know of under arrest.
All right. Singer David under arrest. Alex Stone, ABC News. Thank you. We have more breaking.
The little crumb snatcher has been arrested, man. We reported about this, bro. We reported about this. We watched this whole fucking thing, man. We watched this whole like when it first came out, the body was in the trunk and all that shit, man. I can't believe they finally arrested him. It took these motherfuckers that long to arrest the motherfucker who did it. She got found in his car, man. And he on tour and shit. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy than a motherfucker, man. I'm glad they got his ass. Smoke a blunt to that motherfucker. Crazy. Ain't no big outlets pick it up yet.
We have some breaking news right now in a case that NBC4 investigates has been following for the past 7 months. Indie singer David has just been arrested in connection with the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas.
NBC4 first broke this story back in September when the teen's decomposed body was found in the front truck of a Tesla registered to David. The car had been impounded at a tow yard in L.A. after someone reported it abandoned there in the Hollywood Hills. NBC4's Eric Litta joins us live from the newsroom. Eric.
Hi, Michael and Colleen. Yeah, this is something that the police department and the L.A. County District Attorney's Office have been working on for months, trying to put together what they believe was a compelling case and enough evidence to prove that they believe David, known as legally as David Burke, is responsible for Celeste Rivas's murder. According to the Los Angeles Police Department and our contacts there, detectives from the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division arrested David, 21 years old, here in California today. He's expected to be held with no bail and make an initial appearance in court on Monday morning on that murder charge. As we've been reporting for the last several months, it was Celeste Rivas's remains that were found in 2 bags inside the front trunk of the Tesla that was registered to him. And you'll remember last September, that Tesla was impounded from a street in the Hollywood Hills, fairly close to a rental home where David Burke, David, had been living while he was in Southern California. Rivas, we're told, disappeared sometime probably a year prior to the discovery of her remains in the Tesla. That car had been parked on that side street for weeks before it was impounded and her remains were discovered. The LAPD told us, and we also learned from some court filings, that they suspect Celeste Rivas died sometime in the spring of 2025, but again, wasn't discovered until September of 2025. She was likely 14 years old at the time of her death. She would have turned 15 years old the day after, we believe, the day after her body was discovered. So the LAPD detectives were looking to discover the evidence that would put all of this together. The biggest stumbling block from what we have reported on over the last few months is that it was difficult to determine her cause of death because, without being too grisly here, her remains had decomposed significantly in the months between the time she likely died and the time of the discovery. We'll continue to follow all of the developments this afternoon, but again, David in custody with the LAPD, and we expect to learn more about the criminal charges shortly. Back to you guys.
Eric, there had been an indication there might be an accomplice or a number of accomplices. Do we know anything about that yet?
Right. We heard from some of our contacts that were connected with this case that there was a suspicion that because of the way things had happened and the things that were discovered right after the discovery of her remains, that the detectives believed somebody else probably assisted. As far as we know, the only arrest today is the singer himself, but certainly remains a possibility that others could be implicated.
All right, Eric Leonard live at our newsroom. Of course, more to come on this.
You got it.
I'm glad they got his ass, man. Damn, bro, it's been a long time. They finally got Naziah Harris killer, Jarvis Butts. Well, they ain't get him. They let him kill himself before he even told them what a body was. How the fuck is you making a deal with him for not get the check and he ain't tell y'all what a body was, man? That shit crazy. Plus, man, we watch that shit every day talking about her, bro. But I'm talking about the months straight we was talking about Celeste, bro. Supposed to been going to jail, bro. That's what I'm saying. They be picking and choosing who they want to go to jail, bro. Because if he was broke and his name was D4vd, his ass would have been in the jail system.
Joe, Erica, those balloons released literally just minutes ago above us. An emotional time here. Many tears falling at the.
You say he told the family what a body was? Shit, the last news report we seen that shit. He ain't telling them nothing. He ain't telling them what nothing was, man. Did they have a funeral for him? I'm talking about Naziah Harris. Naziah in Detroit. Did they have a funeral for her yet? Because I ain't seen no funeral or none of that shit. That man killed, he took himself out, man. He ain't tell the police nothing. He played games with them. See, the old police, they would have put a little torture, you hear me? They would have put a little zap to them nuts. Yeah, they never found her, bro. They would have put a zap. That's what John Burge, he would have put a zap to his nuts. What a little girl at? Zip, zip, zip. She in the closet. You hear me? Sometimes you need a little rough cop, man. If John Burris was in 2026, we would have known where all the little kids at, man. Because they was torturing. They was doing the right shit, bro. You got to, bro, to get the answers.
CTA bus stop behind me as family and friends gathered to remember this teen who loved playing football and video games. Eric Billups was affectionately known as EK by his family. The K stood for his middle name, King. King is what his friends called him. The 16-year-old was shot multiple times in his chest while standing at this bus stop yesterday afternoon. He would later die at a hospital. A 16-year-old girl standing next to him was also shot in her left thigh. She survived. The Hyde Park Academy students were standing in front of the Southside YMCA following early dismissal. Philip's godmother spoke at the balloon release where loved ones wrote messages on balloons in his memory.
I'm hurt. I'm feeling for my friend. He was a good kid. He didn't deserve this. I'm heartbroken.
This family friend came to support Philip's loved ones. She lost her daughter to gun violence this past December.
Something has to be done. We're here today. Turn your kids in, turn your nephews in. Don't keep this a secret. I told them back in December. I said, it's me today, it may be you tomorrow. And that's how fast this is happening. Something's going to have to be done. We have to make a stand. Chicago has to stand up. We cannot keep losing our sons and our daughters getting gunned down in the broad daylight.
Police say right now no one is in custody for Philip's murder, which comes after two other Hyde Park Academy students were killed in separate incidents in hit and runs. With all that in mind, the staff at the school now having extra mental health experts on hand to help all the students cope. In Woodlawn, Suzanne Lemignot, CBS News, Chicago.
I run a podcast solo. No producer, no editor.
Tell everybody, y'all.
Two people found shot to death inside a home on the city's west side tonight. It happened in the 3500 block of West Arthington Street. Police say a 51.
A stunned community in Garfield Park is coming together and mourning the losses of the wife and son of late Cook County Commissioner Dennis Deere. NBC5's Natalie Martinez tonight takes us to a walk against violence, a walk that Deere's widow had organized right before her death.
It was supposed to be a Wednesday evening walk with friends. Sorority sisters and Homan Square Park neighbors of Barbara Deere are instead celebrating the life and death of their beloved neighbor.
Who would have ever thought that today, the walk day, turns into a memorial service? This is just heartbreaking.
Karen Archer is among those who just can't believe the tragedy compounded on the Deere family. Barbara and her son Caleb, a twin, were found shot to death Tuesday in their West Side home. The medical examiner lists Barbara's death as a homicide with 3 gunshot wounds to her chest. 23-year-old Caleb's is deemed suicide.
We thought it right to do the walk.
Man, this nigga killed his mama, bro. What's wrong with these motherfuckers, bro? He didn't kill his mama. That's why I say, man, like, I be taking it back now. You got to kick these grown motherfuckers out before they kill you, man. For real. You got to kick these motherfuckers out before they kill you. If your kids don't love you, like hug you and give you a kiss when they grown, like get them motherfuckers away from you. They always pocket watching, blaming you while they broke and shit. If you would have did this, I'd be rich right now. Yeah, get the fuck away from me. I don't even want you around me, bro. You sound like a liability, you know. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Nigga done killed his mama, bro. That's like the third motherfucker we seen kill a mama, bro. Niggas just offing they mamas and everything. Spoil little motherfuckers. Niggas staying in the house rent free and everything. You still gonna kill your mama. Oh.
A family well known in the North Lawndale community and throughout Cook County suffers another loss.
Oh, matter of fact.
Today, longtime neighbors grieving the loss of Barbara Deer and her son.
So bitch ass off my page, nigga. We ain't finna give you no motherfucking. We ain't getting your bitch ass no airtime over here, brother. You done killed your mama and think you finna be on the news and showing you. And you killed your mama, you lame.
Let me call my lawyer, man.
You have that right, but you're not.
What he was doing. He said he just made it back in town. This hour is one that has been trending all across our social media platforms. You know the rapper T.I., you know his wife Tiny. Well, their son King Harris was arrested in a Pikachu onesie, right? We talked about that yesterday. But now we're getting some police body camera footage that shows T.I. himself interacting with the officers at the time of King's arrest. So you're taking a look at King's mugshot here. Yes, that is the yellow from the Pikachu onesie. He said that he was overseas in Japan. You know how they like to go-kart racing and all of the fun different costumes. That's exactly what he was doing. He said he had just made it back in town and then he ended up getting arrested. So let's get into more of the nitty-gritty here. It happened Sunday morning after police clocked his
Hey, you know what else I'm tired of? I just want to tell y'all, man. I'm tired of these rich ass kids, man, trying to act like they fucking gangsters, bro. Like for real, we grew up struggling. We grew up roaches, rats, mice, motherfucking all the above, man. 12 motherfuckers in one crib, using one bathroom. Like, you know what I'm talking about? The washing machine breakdown, goddamn it. We washing clothes in the tub and hanging them on a rod and, or making a rope to dry the clothes and shit. These motherfuckers got maids and every motherfucking thing, and they still find themselves in some motherfucking trouble. Like, get your goofy ass on, bro. Like, for real, man. I hate that shit, bro. Motherfucking suburban kid, y'all want to be in the street business. Y'all want to be in all this shit. Go and sit y'all lame ass down, bro. If you ain't from this shit, man, stay out this shit. You ain't even come from it or nothing, but you want to be so fucking involved, man. I hate people like that. Like, damn, bro. You should have traded places when the drill scene was coming on with a motherfucker then if you wanted to be in this shit so bad.
Tesla Cybertruck going 70 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The Gwinnett County Police Department released video of his arrest and their conversation with his dad. So let's just listen to what happened.
He's slowed down, but his slowing down is to 60. Yeah, I am doing 61 on a 45, and I am not gaining on him. He's also all over the road. Jesus. Hey, good evening. My name is Officer Lopez of the Gwinnett County Police Department. The reason I'm pulling you over is you're doing over 70 miles an hour in a 45.
I didn't know.
You didn't know?
No.
I got you. Get your driver's license on you? All right. Are you the registered owner of the vehicle? Okay. Do you have a photo or anything like that of your driver's license?
Yeah.
All right, got you. All right. So, do you mind stepping out and we're going to talk right here real quick, back here?
About what?
You need to step out of the vehicle.
Step out for what?
So there's a firearm in this vehicle. You're already speeding. You don't have anything on you. I'm separating you from the firearm.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to get out of the car or not?
I don't tell you what.
I already told you what. Pennsylvania versus Mims. Are you getting out or not? Supreme Court case law. Are you getting out or not?
I don't know what to do.
All right. You need to get out of the car.
You're not telling me
If you
what.
do not get out of the car, you'll be arrested for obstruction.
You're gonna arrest me for obstruction?
Yes, if you do not get out of the car.
I don't know why. I don't feel safe.
All right, if you do not get out of the car, you will be arrested for obstruction.
I don't feel safe.
If you do not get out of the car, you'll be arrested for
You're not
obstruction.
telling me a valid reason why.
That's a perfectly valid reason. Like, Google it if you want to. It's not.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, them police respectful as hell, bro. Chicago police would have snatched his ass right up out of there, especially the slick boys. They would have snatched him up out of there and put him right on this shit. I'm telling you, bro. Like, they wouldn't have been right there talking about some, man, get out the car, get out the car, get out the car. Man, they would have opened that motherfucker up and snatched his ass up out of there. He got on a Pikachu uniform. What you gonna do? What you gonna say? Pika, Pika, Pika. Fuck out of here, man. Lame ass kids, man. I swear to God, bro. Hey, the real niggas need to stand up, bro. Like, for real, man. We gonna lose everybody. Everybody gonna be dead, bro. It might be not be your family members today, man. It might be tomorrow, though, bro. So don't ever look at it and say, I ain't got nothing to do with it, because it ain't your family, because that's what most of the people do who black. It ain't their business because it ain't their family. But when it hit their door, that's when shit become their business.
Not gonna end well for you.
Let me call my lawyer, man.
You have that right, but you're not even under arrest right now. You're still just detained.
Stay in my car.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Get out of the car.
Yeah, look. Hey, Quinn. So I'm pulled over right now, and they telling me I got to get out the car for what reason?
Because we're gonna have a conversation back at the back of the car.
They're gonna have a conversation.
You need to get out of the car. Doesn't matter why.
Doing it. I'm not getting out the car because you want to have a. No, I'm not getting out the car.
Okay.
All right. So,
all right. So at this time, you are under arrest. You are not free to leave. You are under arrest.
I'm not under arrest.
You are under arrest. I'm informing you that you are under arrest.
I'm under arrest for what? Hold on, my lawyer calling. Hey, so a police officer is right here telling me I have to step out my car, and I'm telling him I don't want to step out my car. He's telling me to step out the car to have a conversation.
I've already told you you're under arrest. You're under arrest at this point.
And he's trying to tell me since I didn't want to step out the car, I'm under arrest. I'm under arrest.
But you are under arrest at this point. All right? So you need to get out of your car right now.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So this make y'all feel tough.
Not the slightest. All it does is give me some paperwork.
All right.
What you have to do is get out the car.
File paperwork. You want me to get out my car to talk to me about what? There's nothing to talk about.
This is not your car. You're absolutely flying down the road at 70 miles an hour in a 45.
Never had a police tell me to step out the car to ask simple questions.
Well, there's a firearm within like 2 feet of both of our faces. Yeah, I'm gonna have you step out of the car.
It's in front of you. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Not just that, you have an open THC container in the center console.
Okay.
Oh. All right. Who do you want to pick up the car and the gun? I gotta be here in 30 minutes or less.
What happened at home with y'all? What y'all so upset about?
All right. Who are we calling?
Okay. We are over at 7050 Jimmy Carter
And tell them American Deli.
Do you know about how
American
long it'll take to get over here?
American Deli.
There's a lot of us.
American Deli.
7050.
American Deli.
7050
All right. Now hang my phone up and lock my phone.
All right.
Hang my phone up
How
and
long
lock
will
my
it be
shit.
for you to get here?
Hang it up and lock it. 10 minutes. Hang it up and lock it. Hang it up and lock it. All right, now let go.
Yes, sir. Hey, Albie, how's it going?
My son detained.
Yes, sir. He's currently under arrest for obstruction.
Okay.
As well as a variety of other traffic charges. Yeah, he was caught doing 70 in a 45. He was instructed to step out of the vehicle because there was a firearm on the dashboard, and we wanted to separate him from that, and he refused.
Did he express his fear for safety?
We got to be safe too. He's right there with John. Right.
Understood.
I don't know.
Okay. So there's absolutely no way to resolve this.
No, he was told multiple times that he needed to get out of the vehicle. He was even told that, according to Supreme Court case law, he is required to exit a vehicle when he is requested to do so by a law enforcement officer. Pennsylvania versus Mims. He stated that, he doesn't have to, he doesn't want to. He was informed that he was under arrest at the time. He was still continuing to refuse to exit the vehicle. And it wasn't until his lawyers called him back and said, you need to get out of the car right now. When he got out of the car, he was placed under arrest.
Well, you guys were just listening to some of the body camera footage of the moment that rapper T.I.'s son, King Harris, was arrested. There was a lot to take in there. Yes, he was in the yellow Pikachu onesie that so many people were talking about yesterday. Yes, you might have heard him mentioning American Deli. If you're from the Atlanta metro area, you know that's a popular wing stop here. Sounds like he was trying to give that in reference to where officers could pick up the gun that was in question here. So again, a lot of different moving parts in this situation. And then his famous dad himself, T.I., showed up and had a conversation with police saying, did my son say that there were any concerns for his safety? Why did you guys want him out of the car? So Gwinnett County Police did release that video. So we have shown it to you all because we think it's only fair that you see it and make the judgments for yourselves. I did say that this is a live conversation, a news conversation, not a typical newscast. So I am seeing some of your comments in real time. So if you see me leaning over here, it's because I'm quite literally looking at them. I saw a couple of you were saying that you feel as though King doesn't deserve to have a license. I did respond to you, Susan Karstensen, and I said, what makes you say that? I'd be curious to know what about this video made you think I'm not liking the idea of this person being on the road. I noticed that there were a couple others who were asking, why does it say T.I. confronts? I did end up changing that. If you look at our banner, it says T.I. spoke to officers because I agree. I feel like he was talking back and forth with officers saying, what was the reason for this arrest? Let's try to understand what's happening here. So I want to give you some more background on this story, just in case you're just now tuning in. Hello, thank you for being here for Fox 5 News Live, our unscripted news conversation. Gwinnett County Police say
Under arrest for obstruction.
Okay.
As well as a variety of other traffic charges. Yeah, he was caught doing 70 in a 45. He was instructed to step out of the vehicle because there was a firearm on the dashboard, and we wanted to separate him from that, and he refused.
Did he express his fear for safety?
We got to be safe too. He's right there with John. Right.
Understood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So there's absolutely no way to resolve this.
No, he was told multiple times that he needed to get out of the vehicle. He was even told that, according to Supreme Court case law, he is required to exit a vehicle when he is requested to do so by a law enforcement officer. Pennsylvania versus Mintz. He stated that, he doesn't have to, he doesn't want to. He was informed that he was under arrest at the time. He was still continuing to refuse to exit the vehicle. It wasn't until his lawyer called him back and said, you need to get out of the car right now. He got out of the car and was placed under arrest.
Well, there is outrage in South Deering tonight. A mother and
Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. Hey, next story we're talking about is Lil J. Osama, man. Lil J. Osama was arrested by the feds. He was arrested by the FBI for armed robbery conspiracy. So what I did was, I gotta take this off the screen real quick, y'all. Hold on. Alright, so hold on, y'all. All right, so let me turn this camera on. All right, so it's with Lil Osama. He got 3 robbery cases that he never got charged for none of them. First one was in New York. It was some jewelry that they had took and drove off with it. Then there was a jeweler said that Lil Zay had robbed him for $1 million in jewelry. Then I think that his name was Benny the Butcher. Benny the Butcher, a jeweler or some shit. But they never pressed charges. And then the California shit, what Zay and them said was fake, that shit was real, man. A person's teeth got knocked out, all their teeth got knocked out. The cameramans got robbed. Nobody got charged for it. So somebody told the feds that Lil Zay and them was robbing them. They robbed us, they did this, and they ran back to Chicago. That's federal. So Lil Osama is in federal custody. You might not see him on BOP. That don't mean shit. That just means he ain't in the MCC. He might be in the county. What it do? That's what I got on Lil Zay though. The feds grabbed Lil Zay and his brother. They grabbed Lil Zay, his brother, and one more dude. And they took him downtown Chicago. So I'll let you know what happened with Lil Zay. With what's going on. Ain't no paperwork. I ain't never seen not no paperwork in the first 24 hours. There's gonna be some type of indictment or it's gonna be some type of shit, some type of paperwork. Like when O Block went to their first court date, Los made a statement to the feds that he was trying to get thrown out. All right, I'm going to get the real one. I'm on for you. What else? What else we had? Oh, EK. We talked about EK. What else? Oh, No Limit Cairo, y'all. No Limit Cairo will be home next year in March. No Limit Cairo, No Limit Cairo will be home in March. Famous Richard. I think they trying to make an example out of him. He only got 1 gun charge, but Famous Richard was charged with a robbery in Minnesota, so that might be bad. But him and the feds trying to ask to get right out. Might be a little bad. Oh, the Lil Zay. I know what they talking about. All right, whoever just sent me that message. They talking about the Lil Zay, the paperwork. Nini, can you send that to Twitter? The paperwork to the offender. Lil Zay. Red dot paperwork. Didn't he say the guards was beating on him enough? Yeah, he said that, but that ain't got nothing to do with his robbery conspiracy. He dropped that case. He said that the guards was beating him in jail. They blacked his eye. They socked him up. Let's say had a a lawsuit against the federal corrections or whatever, but he dropped the charges. He dropped the lawsuit. But it was a document that came out that G Baby put out. And a lot of people was confused about was the document real or not. That document real. That document on his federal paperwork from the New York case. And it clearly says in box number 6, I'm finna pull it up, that you got a mandatory check-in. It says the box is checked, it applies to you. For all the slow people out there. For all the people, that paperwork real. It's real than a motherfucker. So I don't know if y'all could comprehend. Everybody think because they know how to read that they can comprehend the shit. I ain't never seen him before. Run this place, bro. He getting on here telling me what I'm wrong about. They wrong for running around killing people, man. What I was just talking about, Nene. I just got thrown off track. Oh yeah, Lil Zay. I'm finna pull it up, y'all. Hold on. Finna pull it up, man. Now he gotta explain this shit, cause I'm just saying, man, I called all the gang members, man, and the gang members said if they got out and the feds had that as mandatory to check in, the check box checked off, they say they would have stayed in there and did their parole time in the federal system. They would have maxed out in the federal system if they had to check off a box like that. That's what the gang members said. Who been to the feds? One dude said he did 10 in the feds and just came home. And he ain't seen that on his paper. You could have just screenshotted me the shit, Nene. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Is this number 6? No, this ain't it. I gotta go to another one. Yeah. It's right here. All right, so let's stretch this one out. What the fuck did I just do? Oh, y'all. It's this one right here, right? All right, so yeah, we already watched that. We already know that he locked up, man. Ain't too much we could do but keep on talking about Dave. And I ain't finna make no 40-hour video about fucking Dave and locked up. We know he locked up. We glad he locked up. We was talking about him. We was hoping he got locked up a whole motherfucking year ago. He should have been locked up. Fuck David. All right, y'all. So it says for Lil Osama, mandatory conditions. It says you must not commit another federal, state, or local crime. You must not unlawfully possess a controlled substance. You must refrain from an unlawful use or controlled substance. You must submit to 1 drug test within 15 days of release from imprisonment and at least 2 periodic drug tests thereafter as determined by the court. The above drug testing condition is suspended based on the court's determination that you pose a low risk for future substance abuse. So they check that off, right? So that let you know they checking off shit, right? So they check that off. Why they gotta be right? So number 4, it say you must make restitution in accordance. They didn't check that off. You must cooperate in the collection of DNA as directed by a probation officer. They didn't check that off. You must comply with the requirements of the Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act as directed by the probation officer, the Bureau of Prisons, or any state sex offender registration agency, and the reside, work, or are a student or convicted of qualifying offense. Check if applicable, and it's checked. So this shit real. This real paperwork on Pacer. This ain't no made up paperwork or none of that. This shit is off Pacer. This is a amended document. That's why you see the numbers at the top. When you see document file 327, it says right here, for all you motherfuckers who be just reporting about shit, it says that it's amended. It's a date of original judgment, 11/12/2024, or date of last amended judgment. You see? It say 11/12 right there, right? But at the bottom, it say 11/7, right? It say 3/27 at the other day, right? Yeah, that's paper paperwork, though. Whoever found that shit, they dug deep. We missed that. Whole time, Lil J snook the coochie crook. Or he might kidnap somebody. That's what everybody's saying. He kidnapped somebody. When? When he kidnapped somebody? We ain't see him go to jail for it. That's crazy, man. But yeah, somebody just inboxed me and told me to pull it up. That's real paperwork. Lil J gonna have to explain what that check mean, though. Because I know I've been to jail. And they had check marks on everything that apply to me. And if it didn't apply to me, they didn't check it. You hear me? I ain't never had that shit on my inbox, my box. So, yeah, Lil J gotta explain that shit. Or THF won. THF won the battle, man. This shit say mandatory conditions. You must comply with the requirements of Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act. I don't think they just made a mistake and checked the wrong box. Hey, well, let's say I had to sign this shit. In order to get out, you got to sign the conditions, man. On everything. You definitely got to sign the conditions. I don't know what this shit is, but Lil Zay ain't been charged with nothing. He wiggled his way out of everything besides that gun case. And if he talking about Lil Zay did juvenile life, but juvenile life ain't got shit to do with your adult life. So if you don't comply, you going back to jail? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It say right here, mandatory conditions. This real federal paperwork, man. You can go and pay for yourself and look up Zay New York case. This gonna be this gonna be in one of the PACER files. It's the newest documents. So yeah, I don't know what that box check for, but if you want me to use my comprehensive skill, here motherfucking TH crack, here motherfucking TH He under the THF crack law. Shit. Cold blooded. Cold blooded.
A Tesla registered to David. The car was impounded at a tow yard in Los Angeles after someone reported it abandoned in the Hollywood Hills.
We have live team coverage on this breaking news story. Amber Frias outside the family's home. But we're going to begin right now with investigative reporter Eric Leonard, who is live in the newsroom with the latest. Eric.
Yeah, robbery homicide detectives from the LAPD, as we know, have
So I seen Lil Zay, he ain't do no time in New York. He didn't do no time. Everybody from New York was telling me that Lil Zay was gonna do a lot of time. They saying that Lil Zay finna get hung. He got caught in New York with a switch. Man, Lil Zay didn't do no time. But I can tell you this. Q50, he broke a world record. He got caught with a gun with a switch on that motherfucker, with a silencer on it, with a bulletproof vest, with drugs and all that shit. That man was out in 4.5 hours. We seen his police station. He went to the county and he was out. And he went to jail. He went to jail for like, I think he went to jail for like 30 days, man. He did 30 days all together, bro, for all that shit. So it's possible.
have been working this case for months, focused on whether they could find sufficient evidence that Celeste Rivas had been murdered and whether they could prove who was responsible. The arrest today puts David, whose legal name is David Burke, in custody on suspicion of murder. The LAPD says he'll be held with no bail, expected in court Monday. Our law enforcement contacts told us back in November David was considered the suspect in the case, and investigators also believed it was possible another person had taken part in the murder. Detectives tell us they believe Rivas was killed in the spring of 2025 when she would have been 14 years old. Her remains were discovered inside 2 cadaver bags in the front trunk of that Tesla sedan registered to David that was impounded from the Hollywood Hills last September. The LA County Coroner's Office had said the cause of her death was a mystery, no doubt complicated by the poor conditions of her remains. The coroner removed the case information on her death from public view at the request of the police while the investigation had been ongoing. Now, David has been out of sight for the last few months. The last we heard, he was staying with his family in Texas. And you'll remember his brother and his parents were ordered out to California to testify before a grand jury investigating the case in February. The LAPD tells us tonight the case will be presented to prosecutors for a criminal filing on Monday. We can also tell you that David was arrested in the Hollywood area without incident today on what detectives called a probable cause arrest warrant, which makes sense. That would be why they would be presenting the evidence in court to prosecute, or presenting the evidence to prosecutors Monday, expecting criminal charges to be filed shortly after. Back to you guys.
All right, Eric, thank you. And today's arrest comes 2 years after Celeste Rivas disappeared in the Lake Elsinore area. Our live team coverage of this breaking news story continues right now with NBC4's Amber Frias. She is live in Lake Elsinore, where the teen's family lives. And Amber, just a couple of minutes ago, you spoke with a neighbor who started a memorial for Celeste. What did she have to say about the developments today?
Colleen, she was pretty emotional. She said that she was still shaking from learning the news that David had been arrested. She says she didn't actually know Celeste, but she has a 14-year-old daughter. So this story from the very start just broke her heart. And yes, she started this memorial you see behind me. She says she makes sure there's stuffed animals, toys, always here for Celeste. Also some twinkly lights and candles that she says turn on every single night. She doesn't allow this memorial to go dark. She's very attached to this case, and she said she just really hopes that she gets justice, because that's what she deserves. Here's more on what she had to say.
I started a memorial for her because she deserves justice, and it's been 220 days since she was found. And when I heard the news today that he was finally arrested, I just got chills.
And again, she tells us that she came out here to set up this memorial right when Celeste was reported missing. She takes care of it every day. She makes sure there's always something here in memory of Celeste. And she, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of flowers, a lot of stuffed animals. We have photos of Celeste. So definitely she's keeping her memory alive here in the neighborhood where she lived. Now, her family lives just a few feet away from this memorial. We tried knocking on their door to see if we could speak with them about this, but it doesn't appear that they're home at this time. For now, reporting live from Lake Elsinore, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
Amber, thank you. Our coverage of David's arrest continues tonight at 7 and on our website, NBCLA.com. In fact, it's the trending story on our homepage. You can find a timeline of the investigation under crime and courts.
Yeah, he did it, bro. He did it. We know he did it. We seen him do it. Whatever Dirk them said, he did it. This nigga did it, man. I'm just glad, man. I'm glad that, I was able to see Celeste, get justice, and well, we're gonna see if they get it, but he should be in jail. And Yeah, that shit crazy, man. It took that motherfucking long for them to get, dude. Let me see, is it on CNN? D4vd. Come on, man. I ain't put in nothing about C10 in it, bro. You telling me channels like CNN ain't? It gotta be some big news. Wait, it's keep on saying CNN, D4V. Wait, D4vd. Yeah, CNN ain't even grabbed this shit yet. Like, this shit hot off the frying pan.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business. With Wix, you can grab
because you're going to give the judge just enough information to solidify why you had enough probable cause to make the arrest and why the grand jury issued the true bill. If it was a true bill from the grand jury or if it was a warrant issued by the DA, either way. But the one thing that doesn't seem to be getting a lot of attention, and I want to give a little bit of a trigger warning here because this is going to be a little intense. Here you have a little 14-year-old girl whose body's been dismembered. And Josh and Nima can speak to the aggravating circumstances versus the mitigating circumstances. It doesn't get more aggravating than dismembering the body of a young child. So it takes a lot to dismember a body. It's not like you see on Dexter. You don't wrap them up in saran wrap and just start chopping away. It takes a long time. If anybody's ever been to an autopsy, and we've been to hundreds of them, you have to know what you're doing literally to start dismembering pieces of a body, and the level of dismemberment is going to come into play. I mean, it could be something as minor as her arms were removed at the elbows, or it could be something like her arms were removed at the knees and then at the hips, and then it just goes on and on and on. That's one of the things that is just going to be really, really, you can bet the defense is going to fight hard to keep that out of the eyes and ears of the jury if it comes into play, the level of dismemberment that this poor thing suffered.
Nima, to you, and then Josh, feel free to hop on in since we are co-hosting this Courtroom Confidential and Surviving the Survivor. We're doing a dual stream here, but and don't beat me up for this, but it seems like from the outset here, and obviously we don't know what we don't.
He talking too motherfucking much. You need to let somebody talk. I don't know. The fuck do you know, nigga? I knew I was gonna do that stupid shit. Hold on, y'all. I knew I was gonna do that, Mimi. I'm finna get it. Just let me cook. I'm pissed off I did that shit. His ass supposed to been cooked, man. He on videos with the girl. That means she was 13 when they made them videos when she was on live with him. If she was 14 then, shit. Sick ass motherfucker.
Major breaking news now. Detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division have arrested singer David Burke for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Burke is being held without bail. The case will be presented to the DA's office on Monday for filing consideration. You may remember, and we've been reporting, Rivas's body was found in the trunk of David's car in September of last year. She was only 14 years old. Again, this breaking news just into our newsroom. We're working to get more information, and we'll continue to follow this story.
We do want to go ahead and bring in now ABC's Alex Stone on the phone to speak more about this case. Alex, you've been following this from the very beginning. What can you tell us as far as this breaking information goes this afternoon?
Well, Mark and Michelle, yeah, sources are telling us that this is based off of evidence that the LAPD was able to gather and put together and now is going to be presenting to the LA County DA for a filing decision on Monday. This was not from any kind of indictment. We know that the case had gone to a grand jury. It was expected that there might be an indictment coming sometime soon. We were thinking in the last couple of months or in the next few weeks. This was not from that. We are told that this is evidence that they have been compiling going back to when her body was found last September, that now they have reached a point where they believe they have probable cause, and it's gone to the DA.
All right. And so a lot of people wondering, you know, so many things seem to point to him. Why did it take them this long to make the arrest? We know they're pretty methodical about how they do things, but.
Yeah, it's a good question. One of the things that they were waiting on, Mark, was the cause of death. And there was difficulty reaching that cause of death, not to get too graphic, but her body was in multiple parts. It was in, we know from court documents, 2 different body bags in the front trunk of that Tesla when her body was found. So it was difficult for the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. So they had to prove or be able to show to the DA that she was murdered, that it wasn't something else where, you know, let's say that she overdosed and then somebody freaked out and put her body in that trunk. They have to be able to prove that it was murder. They now believe that they can do that.
All right.
Yeah, we also know, you know, David, as many entertainers do, had an entourage of people around him at times. I know some other individuals have been considered as drivers of this vehicle or either around. Any information on possibly how this could impact other people that David was around that also may have been around Celeste Rivas?
Michelle, we don't know yet. And if there are any other arrests that are going to be coming in this case. We know that there were a number of witnesses who came and testified in front of the grand jury, again, that this was not an indictment, that this is probable cause that the LAPD put together and moved forward on. But during the grand jury proceedings, which are secret as they're ongoing, that there were a number of other people who came forward, those who are close to David, friends of David, family members of his were subpoenaed to go in front of the grand jury. So if there are other arrests that could be coming, we don't know. But as of right now, he is the only one that we know of under arrest.
All right. Singer David under arrest. Alex Stone, ABC News. Thank you. We have more breaking.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. In just a moment, we'll turn to the 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon that just took effect.
The other guys with him, I think those were more the cooperators, but he did put a.
I respect that.
Offset is not saying anything. I okay with it. Which crazy was a little crazy, but shout to him.
Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy tour, though, man.
John Monopoly, shout to him. He's a great man. Females on the show getting a crowd. Nah, I don't think. If that's the case, like if you knew the Scar family and all that, so allegedly was tight.
He don't know how to roll up like that.
Nah, I roll good. I'm saying to you that Gucci Man was a hero to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do a record like that, you're not you know in your mind, you're not going to be that hero to the streets. You know, if you make a statement, you ain't going to be the hero to the streets. So his shit is, fuck that. I'm making $24 million off Pooh Shiesty. Fuck that. You went out like a crash dummy. You still signed to me? Because I look at it like this. If it happened 3 months ago, allegedly with the guns and all that, he made him sign. Son probably went to Yo Gotti. Yo, I need the bag. Yo Gotti probably gave him the bag. I believe Yo Gotti, he need it right now. He need an artist. He don't need the money. Yo, here's $2 million. Boom, he gets the money. Do a record with Glorilla. Gucci getting tight now. Send a cease and desist on the Glorilla record. And yo, we gotta have the meeting. For me, if I was Gucci Man.
Hey, y'all, see, I never even knew that, bro, about Pooh Shiesty. I remember After he did that feature with Gorilla, he had a whole bunch of money. Yeah, Push Ice going down, man. Yo Gotti might go down after this, man. Tony Yayo just exposed it, bro. I did not know that, bro. Go Yo Gotti, after Gorilla did him and the Gorilla did that song. That man had millions. He got the band Maybachs and all type of shit, bro. Give me them 2 Maybachs. His mama a house, all that shit, bro. Yeah, I believe Yo Gotti, man, told him, like, you can get your contract back. I got some money for you.
I believe Yo Gotti, he need it right now. He need an artist. He don't need the money. Yo, here's $2 million. Boom, he gets the money, do a record with Glorilla. Gucci getting tight now. Send a cease and desist on the Glorilla record. And yo, we gotta have the meeting. For me, if I was Gucci Man and you want some civilian timing, zoom them crazy Memphis niggas, if that's the case. Like if you knew the Scar family and all that, so allegedly was tight. The sister said something. You wanted the chain back. Wanting the chain back's crazy too.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But I mean, to me. But for me, if you felt funny, maybe because this nigga on house arrest, he might not go crazy. But you heard what Pooh Shiesty said.
Grandma told me keep the grass low the whole time. I'm the snake.
I'm the snake.
Come
nigga.
on, man. You heard my
Nigga
boy,
say
man.
that in the rhyme.
You heard my boy, Pooh.
You better think twice.
Come on, man. Free Pooh Shiesty.
You gotta think twice. You gotta think twice, bro.
Nigga said them teardrops is played out. Get your favorite bullet on your face.
Yeah, because everybody like real shit. But let's look at the track record, right? Pooh Shiesty blew up in 2020. The same year he robs and shoots the Weed Man and
Allegedly,
all that, and the McLaren. Allegedly, he did time, nigga. What you talking about?
I'm just saying, man. He ain't fighting for us.
Allegedly shoots up the shoots inside a club in 2021. Security. He got locked up for that, right? Then he had 5 years in 2022. In 2025, he was released early, and then he had FDO, and now he's allegedly locked back up for robbing Gucci.
Gucci, you got to drop the charges, man. You got to drop the charges, and you got to convince everybody that was with your team who was in there that's pressing charges to drop them charges, man. You can't.
Well, they might beat the case.
You can't do the young boy like that.
Well, there's
man.
no listen.
You can't do that shit.
Yo, listen.
Gucci.
Good for them. There's no video.
Yeah, man. You can't do that shit. Drop them charges. Gucci.
There's no video out there. There's not a lot of evidence against him. With good lawyers, boy, man. You know, maybe they could cop a good plea because the kidnapping charge alone holds mad time. You being a felon, the gun charge hold mad time. You know, people saying you could face like 30, 25.
Yeah, I know you don't want that for him, Gucci. You from the streets.
Yeah.
You don't want to see Pooh Shiesty doing no 25, 30 years, man. Drop the charges and y'all niggas figure out the paperwork, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Drop the charges.
I'm gonna be honest.
Get everybody in your team to drop the fucking charges.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. He had the other guys with him. I think those were more the cooperators, but he did put a statement allegedly.
He put a statement in the record too.
Allegedly, but on the song definitely was bad.
On the
Crash
record.
Dummy was kind of like a statement because you know you
kind of is a statement. Somebody thought it was a business meeting and all this. That nigga was on there doing some
But that
sucker
might
shit.
not be able to be used in court, but they're gonna try. I would see them trying to
use
man. That song in court. But what I'm saying is I definitely, well, if he did the song, can you see him on the stand?
It's looking like you need to put a
like,
cease and desist on that record, Gucci. You put one on the Pooh Shiesty and Glorilla record. You need to put one on that.
This is the
record.
question. Do you hearing the record? Do you think Gucci Man will take the stand?
He might.
That's crazy.
It's possible. It's looking at his name and all type of statements. The Fed people say he gave statements. He gave statements on record, and I don't know, Gucci, just double back, man. Let Pooh Shiesty out, man. Y'all figure out the paperwork, man.
I mean, he put out the song already. You can't. What do you mean? What
He
the
could
fuck?
double back, man. He'll get 50-50 love. If niggas be like, oh, okay.
I mean, he might
Gucci
not
double back on it. Double back on that shit, Gucci. Don't go out like that, man.
Listen, when the Fed subpoena you, your lawyer could definitely get it stopped. You know what I'm saying? I've been subpoenaed before. You know what I'm saying? So I know, by the Feds, and I know you can get it stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Gucci, don't go out like that, man.
But the Feds do put pressure. That's why I said, like, with Little TJ and that other, going back to that situation, you on a federal fucking place, reservation. It's federal. All
I
that shit.
seen Jeezy put up a video not too long ago. Like life is good. Jeezy, I know Jeezy feeling good right now. Kept it solid, stand up, all that shit. Shout out to Jeezy right now, man. Just want to shout out to Jeezy, man.
I think it's really hurting Gucci right now in the streets because he just did the verses. What year was that? Well, it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And you were saying, you know, dig up your dead man. So people look at you as the fucking streets, as the nigga that caught a body.
Yeah.
And you know,
that,
from
man.
the South, like, cause we can't take nothing from Gucci Man, Brick Squad, shout to Waka, Free Frenchie. Like they didn't have hits.
Shout out to Waka.
You know
That's my dog. Waka was good, boy.
That verses was 6 years ago, by the way.
The verses was 6 years ago, but still people that put it like this.
Right.
Dipset and D Block was the biggest verses,
Lots,
and Gucci and Jeezy was the biggest verses. So Gucci got the pressure of the streets. You never, like you said, he wasn't supposed to do that.
Can't do that, man.
You know, and I seen like a days later, he was like, he's signing an artist for $2 million. I don't know. I'm not saying the artist won't or will,
Niggas ain't
but
fucking
yeah,
with that.
street credibility
Niggas
does
ain't fucking with that.
hold a lot of weight in this game.
Yeah, it's over for Gucci. If he go out like that, it's over for Gucci, man.
Yeah. I mean, with the song alone, do you think not saying it's over now?
Yeah, it is. It's over for him now.
And I like Gucci man. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like he's a lot of dudes' heroes. I had a record with Gucci. I got my record back fast. Word. Like 2 days later. I called Boosie, got a record from Boosie 2 days later. Called Yo Gotti, got a record with them, got a record with Waka. Shit was done fast. Like that's why I like the down south niggas the way they work. They work ethic. But Gucci, you got a whole catalog and a whole career, and I feel like this one song just damaged everything.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
There's no way for him to recover from this?
I don't think so, bro. An open case and you rapping about it, I could see if you know if the case wasn't there, even if the case wasn't there and you rapped about it and we had to think about it, it wouldn't be that bad. But the case is right there, like right when they get locked up, like 2 days later, the record is out.
Sucker shit, man.
Because remember, this robbery's supposed to happen 3 months ago. The feds didn't have nothing. You know, they got a lot of so-called shit. You know, but with the record, yeah, their lawyers could fight and say, you know, that's not, you can't count that in court. Their lawyers can fight the record, but the feds definitely want to use that record.
Yeah, and if these niggas giving statements and all type of shit like that, man, these niggas is locked up now behind the statements these niggas gave, man.
At the end of the day, I just feel like it's fucked up regardless to what, because Pooh Shiesty and Big 30 and them, they had Chopper Gang, they had a, you know,
movement, man.
Bright careers. They was the next guys to come.
Definitely.
And it's just another rapper in jail. You know what I'm saying? It might be facing, you know, a lot of time when it's like, yo, you the money, you protect the money. Remember, his pops got locked up too. So it's like you being his pops, you're supposed to be like, nah, we can't do business like that if that's what happened.
Yeah.
Allegedly. But I feel like he's not even supposed to be in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Not with a record like FDO out. Nah.
That shit is corny, man. Free Pooh Shiesty, man.
Yeah, free Pooh Shiesty, free Big 30, free all their co-defendants.
Word up, man.
I know, but you know, like I said, are rappers turning into civilians now after a certain amount of money? Because that's what it's seeming like. Rappers are turning into civilians. Business is business. You heard him on the Breakfast Club say Keisha Kior handle all the business. So you already know. No.
Yeah, she can handle your business, but you don't lose your
You gotta let me.
You don't lose your street.
I understand.
I'm
not arguing with that. I'm just explaining to you that if Keisha Kior, his wife, handles all the business, right? She said that on the Breakfast Club. Like, yo, he's not mentally stable. I handle all his stuff. Sometimes, you know, medication.
She said all that? He's not mentally stable?
She was saying a lot of stuff on Breakfast Club, right? Let me finish. Because you make me lose my train of thought every time you do that.
I know she said he was mentally stable.
She says anything that gets signed or any business has to go through her. You can look that up, Eddie. Any business, any contract has to go through her. You think she's thinking about beef shit in business? If she handles all of the finances and the paperwork with him doing deals, right? Legally. Of course she's gonna say, I'm gonna put my family over fucking Pooh Shiesty. And you know what? I want my ring back because my ring costs $50,000. That watch costs $100,000. We're gonna claim that on insurance.
He's supposed to go get it back in blood, man.
I feel
Pooh
you.
Shiesty voice.
We're not talking about Gucci.
She can't. That situation happened with Gucci. You bringing Keisha in it.
You're not letting
and
me
that's
finish.
cool
You
that
gotta
you
let
bring
me finish.
Keisha in it. But even though she handled the business, He's the man, yeah. That's
I
the man.
understand, but you're
That's
not.
Gucci,
I'm
man.
not. Listen, I'm not arguing with you. You act like I'm siding with what you're saying.
I'm saying that's Gucci.
I'm telling you, Ed. This is what he's not understanding. If his girl is saying he's not stable, he was on medication or whatever. Maybe
so it was revealed that he has like a mild case of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Okay, there you go. Right. Yeah. She on paper handles all the business. Right. Eden is a civilian. Right? Now, Eden, you're a civilian,
I'm
right?
Big civilian, yeah.
Yes, you're a civilian, right?
Yeah.
Now, if your wife handles all the business because your shit mentally ain't right, and something like this allegedly happens with a robbery, a jury, and, forcing them to sign a contract, she's not thinking about them niggas. She's thinking about her family.
Her name ain't in the paperwork. In these police statements, her name ain't in that paperwork?
I know her name ain't in the paperwork. I'm not blaming her, but what I'm saying is, who do you think is swaying his mind to being a new Gucci if you're a civilian? Oh, no, this is business. We gonna make money off him. That's why he's saying, yo, you went out like a crash dummy. You still signed to me? I want to be like Birdman and Cash Money. That's what
you're repeating these lyrics too much for me. I don't fuck. You
act like I like the record.
I'm not feeling.
He sound like
Gucci.
A civilian.
But he can't. You.
Hey, this shit funny as hell. They funny as hell, man. This dude on the right, whatever his name is, he funny as hell, bro. He said, man, you rapping the song, man. Too much for me, man. They crazy, man. But look, like I said, man, at the end of the day, Gucci Mane, like, can anybody tell me what game that you seen Gucci go down for, or what game do Gucci be with? Like, all I see is Gucci buy stuff for with his wife, man. I ain't seen him with nobody else. Like, this ain't 2006 or 7. This motherfucker got kids. He done been in jail. He done went slow. He done turned from fat to skinny. Shit, it happens. Pooh Shiesty should never try to rob him, man. That's all I can say, man. Pooh should have never try to rob him, brother. Yeah, man, they mad at Gucci though, but like I said, man, you just can't rob nobody, bro, for no contract. And in order for me to get the contract, I gotta tell. Pooh Shiesty knew that though. Pooh Shiesty knew everything that he was doing. He knew that if I rob Gucci Mane, he ain't gonna say shit, and we're gonna put it on the internet. Cause motherfuckers think he tough, motherfuckers think he Gucci. You hear me? They thought it was gonna go right. You hear me? But that shit went way left. I know how they was thinking, man. We finna rob Gucci Mane, put it on the internet, blackmail him, expose him. We recorded him getting the contract. Like, come on, man. Gucci Mane didn't have to say anything. But if he wouldn't have said nothing, he would have lost everything. His jewelry, all that shit. Now everybody's saying, like, okay, so I asked people, like, what would have happened if Gucci Mane would have killed the guy? What would have happened if Gucci Mane would have did something? Then what? And went to jail. Oh, man, Gucci Mane crashed out. Man, it's trickery. It's very trickery, man, on this internet, man. Because you would think people riding with you and shit, like with Lil Durk. Slide for Vine. I heard that shit, man, for about 3 years, 2 years, 2 good years, 3 years. Slide for Vine. And now that they slid for Vine, the same motherfuckers who was telling them to slide for Vine, saying, Lil Durk stupid. He had all the money. After he done crashed out, now he's stupid, man. Like, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, they did that to Durk, man. They did Durk dirty, man. They slide for Vine and his stupid ass listened to him. He listened to him. I know Durk listened to him because he got on academics talking about some, it must be something in the water. You don't see them comments no more? So that shit got to Durk. He used his money to go ahead and crash out on that shit, man. Instead, he taking care of his family, India now, man. And if India get married again, though nobody better not disrespect her, bro. Oh, they'll say, Lil Durk lost, man. When you in jail for the rest of your life, only thing you can do as a player, if you say you a player, tell a girl, man, go ahead on and fly. Spread your wings and prepare to fly. You hear me? Like, you got to fly away, man. But look, it don't matter who you get, baby. Hey, just try to send me a couple of magazines, about $25 every month or every other month. I'm good. I'm the one who did this shit. I can't expect you to be riding with me on no shit like that, like on a whole bit. You supposed to just turn gray and old like Larry Hoover wife. Cause I killed somebody. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, Lil Durk paid for friends. That's what happened. He paid for friends, man. The same people he paid told on him. Everybody he paying told on him. Everybody he took on the road with him, they giving his ass up now. Don't nobody want to sit in jail for the rest of their life and they can get out in 10, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years. But 30 years, 25 years, that ain't no deal, man. I had to think about that shit while I was sleeping. I got the shaking and shit. 25 years, telling on Lil Durk, that ain't no deal. They would have had to go back to the back and do some more calculations or something. Cause you getting up Lil Durk is like giving up Chapo, goddammit, to the drill world. And ain't no 25 years gonna compensate me in jail with Lil Durk still, and I done gave him up. Like, that ain't no deal, man. A deal is I give up Lil Durk and I'm out that motherfucker. Other than that, we might as well go down, man. Now when you go to jail, they gonna pull an Epstein, like Bonnie. Bonnie gonna go to jail. They gonna pull an Epstein. They gonna move the camera. Somebody gonna, and then they gonna come out. Oh yeah, OTF Bonnie, he was this. You hear me? And the whole time, one of the guards did. He got paid for it. So his appeal could be fixed. Got to get rid of him by the time the appeal come, man. Yeah, murder for hire carry death, but they ain't doing the death no more. You got to get caught out of bounds. You got to get caught in Arkansas, South Carolina, some shit like that. Where they give niggas the check. They give you the stiff arm. Other than that, you ain't getting no check. They gonna drop that shit just so you can plead out to life. But they'll ask you though. So you don't want to plead out to life? Like, but they usually drop the death penalty shit. They drop that shit. Because they going to be sitting on death row for 20 years anyway. Ain't no need for no taxpayer citizens to be paying no extra money for a motherfucker to sit on death row and just be parked there. Yeah, man, that Lil Durk shit is crazy, man. That's real crazy, man, that Durk went out like that, man. And then the lawyers, as I sit back and analyze the lawyers, man, that he got, they ain't shit. I know they ain't shit. I wish I could call Lil Durk in his cell to be like, hey, Lil Durk, just get a public defender, bro. Save your money. Save your money, man. Make your kids millionaires from jail, bro. That's the only fucking thing you can do right about now, bro. Like, for real. Save your money. Fuck them lawyers, Drew them. He trying to appease the public, bro. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, man. Y'all heard from Trenches News. I ain't gotta go with the crowd or what the crowd saying. Lil Durk gone, and Drew them ain't gonna be able to say nothing. They little fight what they think they gonna say. Oh yeah, Bonnie, you're telling because this, you're telling because that. That don't mean shit. Long as Bonnie get up there and say, yes, I participated. Yes, I brought the guns. Yes, I brought this. Yes, I brought that. But I did it because me and Lil Durk, we flew down here and Lil Durk was going to the thing there for a alibi. But we end up getting caught still. He fucked. He fucked, man. Vonnie say we got on the plane soon. We got the phone call at this time, and we did it. Durk fucked. Lil Durk knew he fucked. If AJ Lil Durk shook up BD with me, and he told me that I was finna get paid that night. When I walked $1 million worth of game, Lil Durk gave me a hug like I love you, like a brother. Hey, if AJ say any of that, he might have not have got no money from Lil Durk. But if he told Lil Durk that he killed it and Lil Durk shook up with him and did whatever, man, his ass gone, man. It's whatever the witness says, man. It ain't about, hey, look, this ain't Govain, this ain't Young Thug, this ain't Lucci, this ain't Boosie, this ain't NBA Youngboy, this ain't none of that. This shit is 10 times that on steroids. They got a murder for hire with the feds, bro. That's the highest. Stalking. Stalking is one of the highest charges. It's the highest charge in the feds. Stalking. Stalking resulting in death. The highest charge you can get, probably. On the aggressive side. You know, unless you're on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. But yeah, Lil Durk, man, it's curtains, bro. And then all you got to do is listen. Everybody be thinking they reading paperwork and they comprehend this shit. No. Lil Durk got stuck with the murder for hire in California. He could not get bond because the U.S. attorney for the Northern District, which is 219 West Dearborn, which is the federal building, they had sent the information over to Cali and showed them. They showed them that Lil Durk was tied in the murder. And that's why they denied him bond. Lil Durk didn't get denied bond because the Cali shit. He got denied bond because they showed them the shit. Like, look, dude talking to us, he working with us. He said he the killer. Lil Durk is involved. We got all the pieces together. We just can't come out right now with them because, you know, Drew and them gonna interfere with our shit. On everything, bro. They finna hear Lil Durk cross this shit, man. I don't feel bad for him, but I feel bad for him in the sense of, well, we come from Chicago. We come from, you know, I'm talking about doing what others tell you to do because they older than you or they got more experience on the block. So you might be a send-off for the first goddamn it, 10 years of your game banging. You're gonna be a send-off. That's why I tell y'all every day, I'm glad. Trenches News is glad that I didn't have to gang bang as a kid. I didn't have to gang bang. 15, 16, 17, I ain't have to gang bang. We can go anywhere we want to, skating rinks, malls, and everything, bro. We was kids, you know. So that's what we was. But now they ask you where you from and all that shit. Now it's a whole different time. But I ain't have to gang bang. It was already killers. I ain't have to do nothing. 17 years old, I was chilling, chasing girls and playing basketball and shit. I ain't have to gang bang. I ain't gonna sit on here and tell y'all that I was no killer at 17 or shooting no gun. I wasn't. I was going to the skating rinks, Route 66, Harvey, Streamwood, all the skating rinks, Markham, Rainbow. I can name all the skating rinks, man. I was there every Friday, Saturday. I was there. I was there for sure. But I'm glad that I ain't have to do that shit, bro, because you hear these stories, shorty and them start off at 13. They look grown as hell by the time they get 17, 18. They look like they done been through shit that, you know what I'm talking about, a motherfucker ain't never supposed to even seen. You know? But yeah, that's what I got on Lil Durk, y'all. I got to get up out of here. I got a test tomorrow at school, on hands test. You know, it's Friday. I will be going live. We'll be dropping more content. Shout out to everybody who was on here tonight, man. Shout out to everybody who was on here tonight. I'm gonna start with the super chat. Shout out to Jamal T4. Durk should have stayed starving in them apartments. Yeah, man. Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they getting the wrong people that money, man. Everybody I see who they gave some money to, they crashing. Lil Zay, he get out, get money, crash again. Get out, get money, crash again. Lil Zay go to jail, goddammit, every fucking 5.5 to 6 months. He go to jail. Federal. He done been to the jails all the time. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't understand, man. Maybe they got a boyfriend though. Maybe we got to look at all the scenarios. Maybe they got a chick with tits up in there. I mean, a man with a you know, a chick with a stick. Shout out Misunderstood. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out J. Marion again. And shout out Ricalino. He said, can you cover TMB and Lauren C News Nation? Hey, I'll look at it. I'll look at it tomorrow, brother. I ain't even see you said that Lauren B and TC. I check it out. Hey, I don't be on no I don't be on that UO shit. They you know what I'm talking about? The people that's in it where the astronauts be going. I don't get into that. I don't get into no theory, conspiracies, and none of that shit, bro. So if it's any of that shit, I ain't gonna get into it, bro. Like I love my channel, man. Some people they could talk about that shit and you know, with no problems, and then they get their shit took. I work too hard for my motherfucking channel. Like for real. I work too hard for my channel. I put too much time and thing in that. That's why I use the same video. Motherfuckers be like, oh, why you use the same video? Cause you ain't gonna strike my shit, motherfucker. This my content on everything. Try again. Hey, but look though, shout out to everybody, man. I really appreciate y'all love, support, man. And thanks for everybody subscribing to the channel. Make sure y'all join the membership. Make sure y'all check out my second page and subscribe to the second page, Trenches News 3837. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to E-Dog too, man. I want to say this. Shout out to E-Dog, man, because you know the interviewers, man, they be want people to disrespect people. That's how they think they gonna get on now. You hear me? You ain't gonna get on like that. That messy shit, people tired of that shit, bro. The messy shit dying out. But shout out to E-Dog, because they asked him a question like, can Trenches News or Big Mike go back to O Block? Like, who the fuck want to go back to O Block? Who the fuck want to go back to O Block? I done told you I've been bit by bed bugs, roaches, mice, and every motherfucking thing in there. Like, who want to go over there and chill over there? What I'm gonna go over there and walk around a boring ass spot? Like, that shit boring, bro. I lived over there. I don't gotta go back to O Block. Like, for real. I lived over there for years. I've been over there since 2002. Like, it's enough of that shit hanging in the hood. I done been all over that motherfucker since 2002 before anybody in drill lived over that damn near. It's only certain people that's really from the Calumet building, that's really from Parkway, that's really from Tucaville, Charro City. It's only certain people. Everybody else, I done been around that bitch way before them. When they came from fucking Rockford and Walcott and every other motherfucker place. I was already over there as a teenager, man. I was on 63rd as a teenager. My project buildings been gone, bro. For real, they been gone. Them motherfuckers been gone. You hear me? So I've been over there since before any one of them, bro. So, like I said, man, shout out to E-Dog. He ain't disrespect me or Big Mike, because that's what dude was looking for. That's some lame shit, though. I told him, though, that's some lame shit that you own. You know, you can't be on that shit, man. You ain't gonna get nothing. Hey, look, hey, if you do YouTube, bro, don't chase nobody. Don't do none of that. Make your own content. If you say what you is, then it's gonna show. People gonna follow you. If you've been on this motherfucker for 20 years and got 5 followers on your lives and shit like that, I don't want to box right now. I'm like, Duck, I don't want to box right now. I don't even want to argue with you. You dangerous. You sitting on live for 2 hours with 5 motherfuckers.